Hi, hello, welcome to GameSpot's live stream of the Indie Mix. We have a bunch of great independent games because it's GDC weekend. Game Developers Conference is happening in our backyard, and thankfully we have access to a lot of developers who want to show off their games. Now, the Indie Mix is sort of this event that is held for developers who are currently working on independent games, of course, and then we also got in contact with people running the Indie Mix so we can have them come in and actually play their games for us live here on GameSpot. So yeah, first off, we're going to kick off with one that we had last year called Noita, and I'm joined by Petri, who is working on the game. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Are you?
I'm doing good myself. We're just starting with GDC weekend. There's a lot going on, so yeah, this is a hell of a way to kick off the week, though, because I'm very excited about a lot of things that are being shown off on the Indie Mix, including Noita. So we're going to cut to that, and we're going to have Petri play his own game, and we'll see how good he does in his own game. I know we're talking about that, but just before we went live, I was talking about how you can't judge him for how he plays because he made this, or he is making this.
Of course, they can judge me how I play this game.
Yeah, so I mean, while you're kind of playing the game here, kind of run us through what Noita is.
So Noita is a roguelite. So it's procedurally generated game, and the thing is that every pixel in this game is sort of simulated. They have like physical properties. So like you can see water sort of like goes down and drains.
So all of these assets kind of react like in a simulated way.
So like there's some liquids here, and I'm just gonna throw this bomb here, and it's gonna explode, and then we're gonna see, this liquid draining down and whatnot. This is kind of a nasty liquid, so I don't really want to touch it. So like the one thing you can kind of see is above my head here, there's like this water drop, and that tells me what I'm covered in. So right now I'm a bit wet. So what that means is fire is not going to ignite as easily.
Okay. So your interactions with the environment also affect like your own properties and like buffs and debuffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like here's an oil lamp. Like if I shoot this, it's going to drop down and oil's going to spill, and it's going to set this wood here on fire.
Oh, okay.
So now, like, because I'm wet, I can kind of go through these flames, but I don't really want to do that much because I don't want to really get on fire. And here's all this nasty green liquid that I do not want to touch because I'm going to get poisoned if I touch it. And here's some more poison, and here's someone who was, oh no, now I'm poisoned.
Oh no.
Oh no. Look, okay, maybe we can, oh yeah, this is going to be good. Here's some oil, so now if I jump into the oil, it's going to cover me. So now I'm covered in oil.
Ooh.
Which is much better than poison.
Does that negate your poison effects?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But now I'm slippery, so you can see I'm sliding down.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. There's a lot going on in terms of.
Yeah.
At least in the early game, we could see a lot of the different things a lot of different properties that are going on in this world. So I got to ask, like, as someone who's like designing this, how do you keep balance of the different types of things that are actually going on? So like you don't generate a level that's too difficult for someone. Is there a way to make sure that there's always a way out, or?
Yeah, we've done it so that there should be always a path.
Okay.
So here was a bunch of oil here that got set on fire. Also because I'm covered in oil, I'm going to try to avoid this fire here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we've made it so that oh my god, there's this guy. Okay, let's see if I can shoot him down here. And you know, their bodies are also simulated, so like you can keep them around.
It's like having, yeah, everything's like live physics within the pixel art.
Yeah, these barrels are kind of exploded here.
Okay, yeah, that's genuinely impressive. Let's see. So from last year, you showed this game off with us. But what has changed since then? So
there's been a bunch of bigger changes that have been done, but they're kind of like very well hidden in places. I don't know if I should be talking about them.
All right.
But sort of the visible things that have changed, we have now new sound effects, finally, proper music from Grotto. So we have this dynamic soundtrack that's happening. It's really cool. So I've done a bit of updating. So this is one of the things that has changed. So the way the structure of the game works is there's sort of these levels, and once you make it down enough, you get to this place. And here what you get is, here's my health. So here I get my health back up. And this is one of the things that's new. So when I started this game, I had like 3 bombs. And I have 1 more and no more of them. So this thing will give me my bombs essentially back. So that'll refresh my stuff. And then I get to use the shop. Damn it,
Oh no.
we're lacking $6.
Oh, you spent too much money, man. You gotta.
And this is one of the things that's new as well. We have now sort of perks. So once you make it here, you get these abilities and you get to pick one of these 3. So one of the things you get to do here, which is a big part of this game, is you get to modify your wands and make your own spells.
Oh, okay. And you attach those to your weapons to give them different things.
Yeah. So like now this blue wand here shoots these purple things, right? So I can put this purple thing into my bomb wand and this thing, and it will shoot with a bit more of a rapid fire.
Oh, sweet.
But the drawback of this is it's not got as much mana. So like as soon as it kind of like runs out of mana, it's gonna be like this.
Oh, okay. All right. So
But
you're playing with a lot of different variables here in terms of like not just like in the level generation, but also with what the equipment you got.
yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. So like this thing here has a trigger. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna shoot the next thing when it hits something.
Oh, it's gonna ricochet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can use this to ricochet, but you can all kind of use it to do all kinds of other things. So like if I were to put this bomb here, it should be this way. So if I put this bomb here, now if I shoot somewhere, it's gonna hopefully do the bomb there.
I'll drop a bomb.
And possibly kill me.
Oh, okay. So like you can essentially like screw it up for yourself as well because there is friendly fire for yourself in this game. Okay.
Yeah. It's permadeath.
Can you ricochet a shot off a wall and then eventually hit yourself on accident?
I think you can do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we only have for the bombs.
For the
like
bombs.
the explosions kill you, and there's other things that kill you. There's a lot of things that kill you.
There are enough things
you
to
don't
kill
have to worry about killing yourself in this game.
All right.
We've got
That's
you covered.
Good. That's good.
So I'm gonna pick one of these, and this is kind of interesting. It changes the game in lots of ways. Because like now this will allow me to edit wands everywhere, so I don't have to get only to this place to edit. So let's see. And once you get out of here, this thing collapses and you can't get back, and then you get to the next level.
Cool.
And so, for example, here, like here's some material. So this is gunpowder, and here's a dude who's gonna shoot fireballs at me.
So if he hits that, it's gonna react also.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this and kill him with the barrel. But their blood is also lava, so that's no good.
All right. Yeah, you're making this very hard for everyone. Right off the bat.
Yeah. So there's a nasty rat there. I was gonna try to.
You're gonna try and make the gunpowder react?
Yes, I was gonna try to set it on fire.
Okay.
But let's see. Maybe
I want to see that.
You want to see that?
Yeah, I want to see that happen.
We can do it with the bombs.
Okay, sure. If that's easier, then.
We can do it with the bombs, or we can try to get an enemy here to do that for us.
Okay.
But like, if I put a bomb there, it's gonna explode, and then you can see.
Oh, okay. And then it like creates a huge divot.
Yeah. So now there's all this lava around here. There's a rat hanging in there. There's a bunch of explosive things here. These barrels here are filled with this nasty radioactive green stuff. But the good thing about that is like you can neutralize it with water.
Okay.
And then because there was, I think, some oil, so this is on fire. So what's happening is it's generating steam that's up here. And then the steam is condensating, and you can maybe see it dropping
it's like
back
dropping water into yeah. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of this whole level. Each level, I guess, is like, the premise is that how reactive it can be is part of the like what makes Noita stand out from other games of this style.
Yes.
I imagine.
Yes, it's very much like there is a lot of like interactions with like all the physical properties. So like all of this, like you can see this stuff here is kind of like this coal stuff, but there's like difference here. It's very subtle, but you can kind of see here. It's explaining it. And then there's like gold. There's coal in here. So if I can get that, I can pick up some coins from that. But so let's see.
Cool.
There seems to be a chest in there. We're gonna have a bit of a dead end here, but maybe we will bomb our way in. So here's wood. I could have just set this on fire with something if I had anything that would ignite this.
Okay. While you're trying to make sure you don't die, I wanted to ask, like, can you like walk us through like how difficult it is to create worlds like this that also make sense from a gameplay perspective? Because like I mentioned earlier, I imagine there are a lot of ways in which this can go wrong. Where you, how challenging is it? And what are those challenges when you make a game like this?
Well, one of the challenges is like it's easy to think like when making something that's like highly emergent that all the emergent stuff is kind of like good and fun and interesting. But the truth of the matter is that you can also get like sort of game-breaking emergent stuff happening.
Yeah.
And depending on what you kind of like think is game-breaking is a bit subjective. But for example, when we started the stream, because like all the enemies don't really have like they're not tied to any area. There was an enemy that was going to come and kill me at the very beginning of the stream while we were waiting.
Yeah, while we were waiting. There was like a tutorial section, like a very light tutorial section. There was already an enemy approaching.
The enemy just found its way back up there. But then what happened is the enemy tried to shoot me, but there was like a lantern that was on the ceiling.
And it killed itself.
Yeah, it hit the lantern, set itself on fire, and killed itself while we were waiting.
I was like, oh, damn, I guess this is how reactive and unpredictable the world is. So like one of the attractions of Noita, I suppose, is the unpredictability. And I suppose that's a lot of the attraction for roguelites in a broader sense, and more so in this game because of all the variables that you are messing with. But I also wanted to ask about, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but you draw a lot of inspiration from Spelunky.
Yes, that's true.
And since then, there's been a lot of roguelites that have kind of thought about progression a little bit differently, rather than straight up shutting you down once you die. So I wanted to ask, like, what is the approach to like a sense of progression? Is it purely this rogue element where you're just like going run base and hopefully make it to the end, or how are you? Is there a sense of rewarding players even when they die like early in their run?
Well, we're kind of like going more with the sort of Spelunky style, so there's not that much that's going to stay from run to run.
Yeah.
There are a few things, and we're kind of playing around with how much of that to add. So I don't know how much I can promise, but at the moment, there are a few things in there that are, but they're kind of also maybe a bit of the end game hidden stuff.
I'll leave that up to you if you want to divulge that stuff. You know, it's your game. It's all good.
We're not gonna make it there in time, but like, okay, let's pick.
Not with that attitude.
that's true. So one of the things I modified here is I made my. Let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, this is now my wand here. I'm making it to the next area. Pretty far. So like now it's gonna like leave this trail of acid behind, and the acid's gonna melt
the rest
down.
Of the world. Ooh, that looks dope.
And it's gonna generate this gas, and the gas is kind of flammable. So this acid business is actually really sort of dangerous because it can. Oh my God, this can try to shoot me. Let's see if we can get him acided.
Oh,
I know. I think I also picked up a perk where it just adds more blood. So anytime we kill an enemy, there's gonna be more blood. So that's why they're leaking a lot of blood.
Damn, you a savage.
Yeah, the blood is also like simulated, so now you can see they're covered in blood.
Oh yeah, so it gets like on them.
Yeah,
across the world, and it drips along the environment too.
Yes, yes, we're apparently making a very violent game.
You a savage, man. I mean, pixel art can be very expressive, as I've seen in many games that do the style extremely well.
Well, you can use the acid also to like melt their bodies, which is like,
jeez, man. You really need to do that?
No, but it's like,
but you can't.
Would you not do that if that was your option? You're saying you're a more moral person and you wouldn't melt their bodies.
Yeah, dude. They already got them, so I don't need to add insult to injury.
This guy will freeze. Like if his things will hit me, it'll freeze me.
Freeze you.
Yeah, I think he'll freeze also the environment.
So you have, for example, here you have a weapon that leaves the gas trail. Are there? Ooh, nice. Are there essentially like builds where? Actually, I'm gonna let you. Before I ask my question, I'm gonna let you.
All right, let's see. I hope I don't get drowned in this. Oh my God. Oh, nice. That thing ended up murdering that guy.
Can you kill those? Because you've been laying a lot of damage on.
I think they don't take that much damage from this thing. From my acid, unfortunately.
There's also, I imagine there's elemental stuff too, like certain enemies are damaged by.
These enemies are also fighting each other, which is possibly really good for me because I can avoid getting murdered by everyone. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh.
This is fine.
We got away.
It's fine. I've got 6 HP.
Oh,
it's perfectly fine.
Cool. How do you recover
that
health?
guy's gonna. You have to make it to the next area.
Okay.
We're gonna have 2 HP. Let's see if we can.
Get him! There's bullet drop too.
Oh my God.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's all good. I was sorry. I was like trying to ask a question while you were like in the worst possible.
Yeah, I blame
area.
this completely on you. It's
Hey, man,
your
it's all
fault.
good. It's all
You
good.
killed me.
Hey, I'm just asking the questions, man.
This is asking questions.
Do you want to give it another run? We have a couple more minutes for you here,
Sure.
so
Let's do a quick one.
Okay, cool. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, elemental stuff. Do different enemies react differently to different types of attacks?
Yes.
Okay. So that's something you have to consider.
Yes, and you can use that to your advantage. So, for example, those firebug guys that have lava in their blood and shoot fire, they don't like water, obviously.
Yeah.
So, like, if you manage somehow to get water, like maybe get a gun or a wand that like generates water, you can
more
use that.
damage.
Yeah, you can just like murder them.
So I also imagine there's an element of like juggling what properties you give each of your weapons depending on the environment and the enemies you're fighting.
Yes, yeah, and it can help a lot, like if you figure out, like, yeah, we're supposed to go fast. I'm just gonna.
Do you, man?
It would be nice to see. Do we not get a single wand?
Oh, like a new weapon,
Yeah,
new wand.
that would be nice. But I
guess
know it's a regionally generated game, so that can't.
I know that it's like earlier your wand left like gas trails.
Yeah.
Are there like certain builds or weapon combinations where like I can leave a gas trail and then shoot it with like a fire weapon, and then it'll like not only does the gas spread but also just turn into fire and just completely obliterate like a bunch of enemies at once?
Yeah, I mean, you can do like, let's say, I'm just gonna make this homing, so now I have, these things will be homing from now on. You can, like, for example, make an oil trail, let's take teleportitis. So now every time I take damage, I'm gonna get teleported into random ways. So what that means is that's actually, well, I'm giving out 2 good strategies for like speedrunning, but like you can use this to, like, if you get yourself set on fire, so. Because I'm taking damage all the time, so I'm teleporting around. Which can
I'm glad we got this on stream.
We got to the shot. Yes, I got it at the end of the shot.
It teleported you right at the end.
Yes. This is the way, like, you wanted a speed run. I'm giving you a speed run here.
Dude, I'm so glad we got that on stream. That was really fun.
Oh, this would actually be good. Like now, I'm also like I'm invisible now, but as soon as I shoot or get stained, I'm gonna get visible. So this way, we can snook around a bunch, and we can probably get. This is much more boring than being on fire.
Teleporting while you're on fire. Oh man,
so
that was
one.
funny. Okay.
Somebody had picked it up.
It's got different properties. It'll shoot differly.
This has got all kinds of.
Whoa! Already attached to it.
I don't know. Let's shoot it and see what it
Let's
does.
see what happens. Oh.
I think it's gonna do. Oh my god.
Ooh.
It's gonna do these mines.
And you still have the teleportation stuff.
Yeah.
So you're like stacking a bunch of different properties and abilities.
Oh, the sniper guys are really nasty.
Keep getting shot. Hopefully you get teleported to the end again.
Let's try to get set on fire. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I have these things that are like homing now. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's kind of good and bad also at the same time. Ah. See?
Wow.
See,
Is there a formula to the teleportation, or is it random? Or?
It's a bit random.
Okay.
So you can like.
The ultimate speedrun tactic is get the teleportation stuff and just keep getting hit.
Set yourself on fire and
yes.
like. So here's another wand that we can find, but this is I think not that interesting. This is going to create this mist of blood.
Ugh. What does that do? Does it like slow down enemies, or
the blood will give you better chance of critting enemies. So if you're covered in blood, it's actually like you can kind of like possibly murder them, which is easy.
Oh snap! We do have about like a couple minutes left for this. Oh yeah, what help? You can make it to the end.
Yes. Oh no!
Oh snap!
This is a sniper guy. Oh!
Got a little excited. My mic just got dislodged.
Oh!
Trying to be very careful. As you are as well.
Yes!
Oh snap! You made it to the end.
I made it to the end with 1 HP. Get our health back up.
Oh man, this is this is a lot to kick off my Monday morning. Oh man, cool. Yeah, so I want to ask also, do you have any timetable in terms of release, or like how's development going?
It's going pretty well, but we're still some ways off. We're planning on doing early access.
Okay.
And hopefully it's going to be hopefully at some point.
All right.
But we haven't announced anything, and we don't want to announce before we kind of know we're going to make it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I understand that. But yeah, Petri,
yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. That was Noita. You can check that out on how do you are you doing like Kickstarters, or are you?
We have a Steam page set up so you can wishlist it there, or follow us on our website, and we have a Twitter that we update and put GIFs of the game there very often.
Okay, so that's Noita, Noita, and check that out if you're interested. So again, thank you for joining me, and then we'll be right back. We're gonna swap out guests for a second, and we're gonna come back with Black Future 88. So stick around for that. Hey, we're back. We got more games to show. It's the Indie Mix, and we're showing off a bunch of independent games, great games that are up and coming. And we have swapped out guests, and now I have Don and Zach here showing off Black Future 88, which is another game we showed off last year. And I imagine you have a lot more new stuff to show, and you can show some high-level gameplay, right?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We haven't really touched it. It's been sitting on the shelf.
It's all good, because if you missed it last year, Black Future 88 is a roguelite, side-scrolling, combat-based game that it's pretty wild. I was playing a little bit last night, so I can get a feel for it and kind of understand what I'm getting into. But yeah, Zach's going to be on the controls over here, while Don and I
I'm
are
going to narrate the experience, and it's a religious experience.
Less work for me, so I'm all good. All right, so give us, for those who don't know what Black Future 88 is, can you give us the rundown?
Of course. So Black Future 88 is a synth punk action roguelike drug-fueled nightmare fever dream where you only have 18 minutes to live before your heart explodes, and in that time you need to climb and murder a living tower called Skymelt. It's intense.
I was wondering what Skymelt was.
Skymelt is the name of the tower.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a special run today. We're gonna play Old Hauer, just because I think he's cool.
Okay.
And that's kind of what it is.
All right.
So Zach's gonna jump himself onto the murder train.
Sick.
There we go. We're gonna go murder some towers. It's a revenge suicide mission to avenge humanity.
Okay.
The game takes place in an alternate version of 1988 after a nuclear catastrophe.
Post-apocalypse.
Yeah, but it's pre-apocalypse retro future. So
Yeah,
it's very specific.
Yeah. And apparently I was watching the intro and it's like, no one keeps track of time anymore.
It might not actually be 1988.
It could be 20.
It could be 10 years after that. The actual time period they stopped keeping track of time after 1988 because that was just like, it's almost like the BC 80 division. So but the technology is still stuck in 1988.
Yeah, and the aesthetic is very 80s synth wave, like synth punk, as you said.
Synth punk. So it's a lot of analog synths, a lot of analog synths and sound design too. And so Zach is playing Old Hauer, which is actually kind of a secret character, but we think it's cool.
Oh damn!
And Old Hauer actually, he's old. Because it's in his name, so he actually has less time to live.
Oh wow! Yeah, you see so the timer is in the top left, and I was wondering what that was about, and I was like, okay, so each run is limited.
Yeah.
In terms of
why don't you explore a little bit more?
Sure.
Yeah.
They usually have 18 minutes, but
he's
old man over here has got what 15 minutes.
He's only older by a little bit. I have an identical twin actually, but we joke that I'm the youngest because I'm younger by 8 minutes.
Okay.
So. It's kind of a funny thing on time.
that's
Zach. Oh, that was bad, buddy.
Oh no, you ruined your run.
So dashing is the main mobility mechanic in the game, and it starts out just like a really good defensive move. But as you kill wardens, or the bosses in the game, you can weaponize your dash, and you can make it leave just like grenades and explosions.
Oh snap! Yeah.
And giant beams. You can do a lot with it.
Yeah, you can go through walls, go through platforms.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of tricky stuff you can do in terms of combat and getting away from enemies or approaching them.
Yeah, it's really fast paced, and once you go in on an enemy, you really have to act on it. It's similar to kind of Hotline Miami, where enemies react really fast once they see you in their range. So everything about the game just encourages you to play fast and aggressively. So Zach left a little bit of money on the ground. And as you leave stuff on the ground, so you're playing a roguelike, but so is the tower. The tower's alive, and it will pick buffs for itself. And it might poison the rain. It might send hunters out after you, which are like kind of powerful mini bosses.
Upgrade traps.
And that might be what the player wants, because a hunter always drops a good weapon. So you can actually kind of jack up your starting power level if you just draw the hunter really fast. So you can also use time as a currency. You can, Zach got a buff earlier.
Yeah, you can trade in like a minute to get like a power back.
A curse buff. And it'll kill you. It'll kill you.
No, it won't.
No, it'll kill you because you have to
feed it your blood. That's your health, right?
It's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you.
Okay, then I won't do it.
So you do get health and then do it.
Oh yeah.
So that was a drone on the ground, And in this game, you can get addicted to drugs, and there's something kind of neat that happens where because in the retro 80s future, all drugs are kind of gasoline and petroleum based.
Gross.
So once they're in your blood, your body actually becomes flammable, and that's the real risk.
That's kind of a callback to Noita, which we played earlier.
Yeah, it was a lot like that. So if you actually, if you're addicted to stims in the game and you put your blood into a drone, the drone actually ends up addicted to drugs too, and it'll steal them, and it'll steal health packs.
Sick.
And it's kind of a big call out to RoboCop 2.
Oh, okay.
And 209.
So I imagine you're like sprinkling a lot of references to sci-fi, cyberpunk. Type
I always play it straight. I go with its darkest, most heaviest, serious tone. There's no winking or nodding. Ooh, look out, buddy. Is that the gas-sided? Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so Zach picked up the gas-sided nail smelter, which
Y'all got some wild names for these weapons, but also like the weapons themselves are pretty wild too.
It's great to localize things like the gas-sided nail smelter, and it needs to fit in a box this big in German. So it's super easy.
Imagine that.
So the gas-sided nail smelter, wherever you're aiming, it'll leave little little clouds of combustible gas.
Close.
But then the projectile it fires is hot, so it'll combust things that are combustible, and it'll create giant explosions, which are really player hostile, honestly, and they're awesome. So things that are more powerful always present more liability for the player. It's about just giving the player more tools, and then they figure out like how good or bad they are. To them at the time.
I was gonna ask about because when I was playing, I noticed like the sky melt had its like own meter and a bunch of icons next to that meter. And I was wondering what that was. So you mentioned that the tower itself is alive in a sense and has its own properties. Like you said, it can rain poison or something. So and there's like a lot of moments where there's just like a lot of stuff happening on screen in terms of like the art and just like the momentum. Like the screen shakes and there's like thunderstorms, and I'm like, am I being damaged or like is this something I should worry about, or is this purely an aesthetic thing? Like
that's a great question. The game is overwhelming by design. And that's reflected in the audio and the gameplay and the visuals. So that's part of it, and it's up to the player to figure that out. That is intentional, but it's chaotic.
It's like a choose your own difficulty kind of. You don't have to take the gun that also blows you up if you use it wrong, but you could.
A lot of the difficulty in the game is elective, so the player can the black rifle.
It's gonna get so good.
So the black rifle is it's good. It actually uses your time to live as its ammo source. So every time you fire it, you'll lose a second of your deadlock time.
And you can look at the ammo counter.
This thing better be good.
You can see the ammo counter.
It's slowly ticking down.
It fires seeking projectiles. There aren't a lot of things that you fire seeking projectiles. So
I don't know if I'd use that.
I know. It's
time is money, man.
It's a boss killer, so it's good.
So you like have it as your secondary, and then if you're in a
but it's gonna set you up for great difficulty if you don't manage.
I can imagine. Last night I got it was like a laser rifle that teleported you to the enemy shot.
The 9-nail.
I like that a lot.
The 9-nail is fantastic.
That was
a
because
signature weapon.
there was like so much momentum, and like I'm trying to get from place to place. It's like in a way it's a built-in dodge when I hit someone.
Absolutely. You can use it to dodge bullets by like I fire and I'll just 9-nail them and pass through the projectile.
It's like I would not take damage for like entire swaths of the room. So that was really cool.
So take the Uber core. So as you destroy wardens, murder them to avenge humanity, you can you're offered a way to upgrade your dash, but bosses also offer their own signature buff. So he just defeated Uberheim, and you got an achievement. Split decision for splitting enemy bullets. So it's just like a great tool set, and your tool set keeps growing through the run.
A lot of interesting stuff because I was trying to like notice the timer, but I was also trying to like, I want to see what this weapon does. I want to mess with it, and I want to read the description.
And that's part of the overwhelming design. It's there's enough ways for the player to kind of fail and succeed, and they have to pick which ones those are going to be.
Right.
And it may not be what they were expecting. Damn.
All right.
Yeah,
I want to ask about the music though, because I'm into like the 80s synth punk especially. Like I don't know, I dig drum and bass. I know it's not the same, but like drum and bass style. Like I want maybe some of that. But like, who makes the music?
I do.
Oh, you?
Yeah,
make,
I'm a lifelong frustrated indie musician, and starting making the game was actually a music experiment. And it started out as like, you know, the game was just this is really just a very advanced. You know,
You're playing the music.
The prototype just like kind of kept growing.
It's a rhythm game.
Kind of. But it really started out as like, hey, I got my Nuclear Throne ripoff here, and then my John Carpenter ripoff here, and then they started like kind of change, and then in the middle, it's like, oh, now this is like really unique now.
That's really cool.
So yeah, it was, and the music informs the gameplay sometimes. And in the game, conceptually, like the music is the voice of Skymelt. So it's rapturous, it's angry, it's
aggressive,
it's joyous, it's mean, it's savage. As you kill its children, the wardens, you know, it's not pleased with that.
Yeah.
So
the music, I imagine, like changes as you progress, like to different. Is it it's reactive to what's happening in the world?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Not really. There's a few
sweet tunes playing.
Yeah,
though.
there's a few like rare tracks that happen. Like for each zone, there's just like a very low chance that you'll get like this super chilled out but heavy track, and it's
moody.
Yeah, and I like that just as like a palate cleanser because I want people to really have that one more run feeling where everything is unique and you never know what's going on.
Man, that's good. Who works on the art for this game? You do?
Buddy.
All right.
Buddy.
All right.
Yeah, Zach's
one of the many artists.
Okay, we just gotta. So I found Zach like on the internet because that's just all I do, right?
Okay.
So
find people on the internet.
Yeah, find hey, if you want your money. But no, and Zach, he's still in school. He was literally the first person I brought onto the project, and I just loved his stuff. It was super unique, and like this is like there's. You see stuff on ArtStation, and it's like, this is good technical work, yes. But then you see something that speaks to you, and it's like, it's unique, and it has an aesthetic. And like, all right, I'm gonna talk to this person, give them whatever they want, because I like Zach.
It was fun.
So, Prophet 5, I fought, or Prophet S?
Prophet 5.
Prophet 5, I fought him last night.
Yeah, fonts and UI are my passion, so I, so yeah, your boss killer, you should use it, Oh damn! You killed a bunch of bullets. Oh, you got the black nail? Oh
yeah, that's
the black nail. Also uses your time to live.
Oh snap! So it's like a version of the gun that I was talking about.
But it's heavy.
Yeah,
and it'll one-shot things that are later in the game. Versus the night nail is like fast and savage.
Yeah, and it teleports you.
Yeah,
and it slows down time.
Oh, you're in the power center. So the Power Center is really just a converted goth club that got turned into a lightning harvesting facility.
Yeah.
So
deep lore right there.
Yeah, it's a very dual-purpose venue. It's a lot like my house, I'd say. Go left. Yeah, do the challenge room.
Oh yeah.
Do it. Oh god.
Oh, so what's this?
The Bloodlands. Bloodlands, it fell in the pit.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, there's these series of challenge rooms in the game where, you know, part of that elective difficulty I mentioned is like give the player chances to move faster, but at like great risk or liability. So this is one of those challenge rooms. You know that'll always drop a weapon, one of these enemies, but like it's a hard room. It's a lot of horrible ways to fall.
You got off unscathed also.
Yeah,
mostly.
But it dropped a weapon. We sometimes call it the blood vape, but
it's so good.
It's actually the Bloodlands. But it's, you know, a roguelike, you know, health is always at a premium and health regen is always needs to be stingy. And that's one of the few ways to get it. It kind of works off of a secret combo system to kind of let you regen health. So
vapes your own blood back into your body.
Vape your own blood. I can get behind that. The vape industry's got to advance somehow, so I can feel that.
We're just trying to really push that.
Poor guys are really suffering right now, buddy.
Dude, I can imagine that like in a dark, really dark future where like people are harvesting blood and shit.
Vape, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, no, but that's like the premium vape stuff.
You can imagine like an elite
stuff.
class. Like, yeah, we vape the blood of poor people.
Oh my god, dude.
So we can work at like
This game is dark, man.
tech places.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
like the Peter Thiel Blood Boys. So
Oh man. Yeah, future's dark, man.
yeah, 2019 is pretty dark too, I'd say.
Shit, man. Well, I
So
mean,
far, so good.
I mean, Black Future AA seems pretty dope though. So
It's really got that fever dream like insanity. I already have. There's a lot of melee weapons and melee, and this game is just so good.
This game is great.
I would expect you to say that. But
Dude, if you look at my Steam library, I have 500 hours in Black Future ED. It's like not by force. There's plenty of bugs in it I haven't fixed. I just play it for fun sometimes.
man,
And it's
playing games at work.
the baleen cannon. So you know what baleen is?
The whale.
So yeah, baleen. Baleen whale. They're named that because they're baleen teeth. They're not really teeth. They're like it's like a filter, like these tiny needles. So the whole like a humpback whale and a sperm whale, they're all types of baleen whales because they have that like filtering mouth. And this uses their teeth as bullets. That's cool. So it's just like a really ammo-hungry boss killer.
Shotgun.
Oh, damn, that's messed up.
Buddy.
That's messed up.
Are you okay? That looked bad.
I don't know. I'm gonna need a.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's like they told you there was a hunter coming.
I'm
Don't
sweating
pay
a little
attention.
bit. I'm just
Buddy, I did not see that coming.
really
That was-
struggling here.
Oh, so
Doing a little QA testing, I guess.
So as you die, you unlock everything. You unlock stuff as you die, and as you do that, the game starts out simple, and people will say, "Oh, it's like cool Contra," but then as you unlock stuff and you get to like level 50, and it's like, "Oh, here's a weapon that will almost always kill me when I use it, but it's sick."
Yeah.
And it's like,
But
oh no,
it's
there's like,
oh, but I kind of want to.
this is like
wanna
not
use
very
that.
Contra-ish. And that's I think the unlock system is where people are going to see like, oh, this game is really different because you unlock stuff that's actively player hostile. You unlock things like upgrades for the tower. You unlock new hunters. And they all have qualities that you can kind of exploit for your benefit, but it's up to you to master that.
So throwing a lot of different variables that you can work with.
Yeah.
That always have like this push and pull with the inventory, because that's like one of the most interesting thing about roguelites is like each run, I do want to do something different, or at least I want to experiment with everything that a game offers you until you find that one thing that really resonates with you. So
Your favorite gun or your favorite power.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the thing with Dead Cells is like that. That's what kind of people got attached to when they did runs with that game.
And I think what's really cool is that because you unlock stuff that really changes the nature of combat and changes the nature of play, the game is constantly evolving. So it already has that procedural generation layer, like, hey, blah, 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 procedural, whatever. And then I'm a great developer, by the way. But then the game is evolving like underneath your feet, and like you're always uncertain of like, well, what is this? Like, is this good for me or bad for me, and how do I make it good for me? So that's the thing I really like.
So what's your end goal though? Like with each run, you're trying to make it as far as you can before the time runs out, or you're actually trying to burn down Skymelt before the time runs out? Like what are we working for?
So you have 18 minutes to live to play the game, but to actually beat it takes quite a bit more than that. So there's a lot of time management. I think that at the very high end, someone who's very good at the game, because it's a very skill-focused game, they could play much longer. Oh,
I didn't.
You land in the cistern. So there's a shortcut in the tower. Are you gonna do it? You're gonna steal from him?
Dude, steal it. Come on.
Steal it.
I want to see some. I want to see some shit go down.
Yeah. So now you have to fight 3 hunters.
Ooh, I imagine the rewards are real nice though.
Yeah, but you can either buy the weapon or you can just take it and then
take that shit, man.
Yeah, get paid, buddy. So you got him.
It's a savage world out here in Black Future 88.
But he's taking a shortcut in the cistern where all the shitty drugs are made. So the water is just like disgusting.
I imagine it's a much more. You can take the shortcut, but it's a much more hostile environment.
The vapor smelter.
Oh my god.
Vapor smelter
now, right?
This
is gonna get me killed.
You're gonna die.
We're in business.
My success rate with a vapor smelter is about Like 1%. Like it's so bad.
We got a couple minutes left, so I want to. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Let's bait.
In there. Oh yeah, you gotta.
Oh damn! I didn't expect it to end that soon.
So I mentioned
explain how it works?
Yeah. I mentioned like the combustible gas, and then you collide with hot things. But what the vapor smelter does is it's a hot beam at the end, but it generates gas from your weapon. So if you use it on something that's too close to you, it's gonna self-detonate, and it's probably gonna kill you, as we saw. So it's really just this high liability boss killer weapon.
It's so good.
Yeah, and you end up in a room like the cistern, like he was in, and it's like, oh, these are all tight combat rooms.
Yeah.
And you end up with like the weapons that drop there are all like really high tier, which means that they're really dangerous to the player. But everything in the game should feel like you're handling like a loaded gun that has knives and brass knuckles.
You're not just like in danger in terms of enemies, but like the things that you're using, and like you said, the tower itself is dangerous. So
everything is a sharp object in this game. So everything counts.
Okay, cool. All right, man. I think that's as much time as we had. I think we kicked off at 11:28. Now it's 11:48.
Always
so it's been 20 minutes. But yeah, there's a lot more to Black Future 88, I imagine. So
well, the Battle Royale version, I think, will be called Black Future 8899. So they say when you name something, put a bunch of numbers at the end.
It's a lot of numbers.
And I think that's got more numbers than that Cyberpunk game.
Oh boy, the numbers are higher, so it must mean it's better.
Yeah,
right?
it's way better. Way better.
All right, man. Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks for
Black
having
Future
us.
88. Yeah, Don, Zach. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
Have a great GDC.
Thank you.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of things going on for you guys. There's a lot of things going on for us here at GameSpot, and we got a lot more for all of you watching because we got 4 more games coming up.
They're very good.
Yeah, everyone here at the Indie Mix is in support of each other. Independent game developers making some dope stuff. So stick around because we got more to show off. Welcome back to GameSpot's Indie Mix live stream. I'm here with the Goose Boys from House because, ooh boy, we got a treat for all of you out there. I know a bunch of you want to see this game, Untitled Goose Game. They're here to show it off. Everyone introduce yourselves.
I'm Jake.
I'm Nico.
And I'm Stuart.
And these are the Goose Boys from House. They're showing off Untitled Goose Game. So who wants to give the quick rundown of what Untitled Goose Game is?
Ooh, okay. It really is just a game where you play as a goose. That's kind of the start and the end of it, in a sense.
Yeah, it's as low stakes as you imagine.
All right, and you're gonna be so you're gonna be on the controls, right?
Yeah.
So let's jump into it. Let's see this game in action.
Let's press X to honk.
So cute. This game is really cute. I get enamored by cute things. I love my cat. She's beautiful, and I would like a pet goose. That would be dope. But
well, let's see how you feel after the end of this little demo here.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we'll ask you again.
See if you want. Yeah, see if you want a pet goose after this. All right, so walk me through what you're doing here.
So I can do whatever I want. Like anything a goose could do, I can pretty much do. It's fairly accurate, like one-to-one simulation.
For example, a goose has wings that they could flap.
Yeah, they could.
And,
Oh, their wings.
Sick. It's a sprint.
Turn around.
Any patch of grass you see in this game, you can go to.
Yeah, it's a massive open world of this one garden so far.
Oh boy. Okay, so
sneak around.
you've got a long neck. You can wiggle that around a bit.
Cool. Man, the first time I saw this game, when it was first revealed, I was like, what if this is like a Hitman game, but you're a goose instead? You're just like sneaking around, stealing things.
Yeah, that's
Not too far
not a
off.
bad description,
all right,
really.
okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Stealing things, absolutely.
Oh, so you have a to-do list.
There is
Yeah.
a to-do list. So this
So,
goose,
What do you gotta do?
you probably didn't know this, but sometimes a to-do list for a goose.
Yeah.
Beautiful handwriting.
So the first goal is to get into the garden.
Okay.
Then some more things like getting this groundskeeper.
Oh, okay,
wet,
okay, so-
or stealing the groundskeeper's keys.
We're trying to introduce the groundskeeper. I don't know where he is right now.
Oh,
Here he
There he
goes.
is.
You can see some boots.
All right.
Honk.
Maybe I'll hide.
Is that what geese do?
Oh, they love.
That's their quacking. Is like
Yeah,
a honk sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
They've
adorable.
come over to see
He's
the
going
goose.
to come out and investigate.
What was that noise?
Well, they don't know it was a goose yet.
It's just the
They
goose.
just know it's a honk.
Ah.
There you go.
Okay. So once you get caught, they just like.
Hey, they
Watch
can't
you?
do anything
Well,
about
yeah,
it.
what are you going to do?
Yeah, and I was like, is there a
can't
fail
shoot
state?
you, yeah.
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 That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Sick. Objective complete.
So he just has to kind of put up with you. He doesn't like you.
Yeah.
There's not much he can do about it.
He doesn't really hate you though either.
No.
This is just a fact of life for him. There are geese in the world.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So you got
so
objectives.
just ruining some
Yeah.
carrots. So
So
one
next
objective
one-
down, getting into the garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the
maybe
next
we
one
try-
would be to get them wet.
Sure.
All right. So you gotta drag him over to the lake, I imagine.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
like a throw button. There's like several grappling mechanics.
Sick.
Yeah,
We
wrestling.
could actually get him over to the lake, but we'll try this instead.
Oh, you're gonna, like, try and,
set a little trap for him.
Mess with his sprinkler. Oh man. Oh yeah. Here we go. Damn. That's messed up.
It's not too mean though, because a goose doesn't really understand the concept of getting wet or anything. There's no.
Oh yeah, of course.
Your morals are kind of excused by the virtue of being a weird animal who doesn't understand.
Oh. Okay. So now you got him wet. What you got next on your to-do list?
I don't know. There's a few things. Mostly, you can just kind of mess with him, put all his stuff out of order,
Okay.
get his pumpkins.
Oh man. You're messing up his entire garden. You know how hard he works for this?
I don't. I'm a goose. I have no idea.
yeah, okay.
It means nothing to me at all.
All right.
This is just fun.
Yeah. The world really exists just for me to kind of mess up as I see fit.
Where's can anyone speak to the inspiration for this game? Like, where did it come from? Why geese in particular?
So, like we told this story a few times before, but literally it comes from one stock image of a goose, which we thought was very funny, and posted in our group chat, saying, "Oh, let's make it about this funny image." And everything that's happened since then just kind of comes from that.
Oh.
It's like 2 years of work from one like image with still like a watermark over the top of it from like stockphoto.com or whatever.
Oh.
We wanted to make like a game with a nice 3D character that you could puppet around. And had a bunch of different verbs you could do, so like running and flapping your wings and ducking and just all these sort of physical things to do in this funny body. And we're kind of looking around at what fit that bill the best. And the goose kind of just, I don't know, it's this perfect little
fit the vibe.
weird animal.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a fun animal to play as, but it was also like a fun animal for us to make. It was like, of all the ideas we had, that was like the most exciting.
That's
like,
the one that stuck.
Yeah, imagine being able to make a little goose that you can pilot around.
Oh.
And especially just with people's reactions to geese, like socially, culturally, they're a bad animal for some reason.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's really loaded. People have strong opinions about geese.
Damn. All right.
So we can try and steal his keys off his belt.
Because that's your next on your to-do list?
That's my next one, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll try and wait till he's distracted a little bit so we can kind of pickpocket him.
Gotta sneak up on him.
Whoa.
Oh, well. Oh.
He's aware of you, but
Yeah,
you
like
can-
yeah, you
so
can't
you
steal
still
his-
need to stealth.
yeah.
It's not like he's going to catch you and put you in goose jail or something. Mission over. But you still need to remain unseen sometimes. Like if you're going to steal some keys.
Oh. Damn! Fucking got him. Oh, is he gonna snatch him back?
He'll try. Yeah, he'll definitely try.
Damn, this
If we can lose him.
poor guy. He can barely run. What do you gotta do with these keys now?
If I lock him in here.
Oh shit! Oh!
Got him.
And does he need his keys to open
Yeah,
that
of
up?
course.
Yeah, that's the key for that game.
Sweet.
We can give them back, but maybe we'll just leave them here for now.
Oh, what's on?
We'll come back to him later.
Put the radio on. And he won't
I
be
got
able to
some
do
sweet
anything
tunes?
about
Make
it.
him really mad.
Oh boy.
Hates this radio.
Is it playing ragtime?
No, it's kind of like this
Philip
one.
Debussy song.
Yeah. This one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
like-
ragtime. I was about to say, I was about to get hyped up.
I'll give him this.
There you go. You can have it.
He doesn't
Aw.
like it though.
Come on, man. Gotta play some jams. It's a little quiet in here.
Yeah.
Hunk back.
No, he's
Oh,
gone.
he's gone.
We'll feed him his keys so he can get back here.
Do you have to do anything with his keys? Can you do anything else? Can you open up his shed and start messing up his stuff?
I didn't think
Yeah,
Goose can use keys.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot, man.
You deprived him of the keys, but they're useless to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just for your own pleasure.
As with pretty much everything you've taken today,
Yeah.
like,
Doesn't
them
really
not having
benefit
it
you.
is the only advantage.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah.
It seems very therapeutic. In a
Yeah.
way. It's like it's serene, it's quiet, it's also it's messing with people can be a therapeutic experience. I imagine that's where the inspiration came from. Besides the stock image of the goose.
This is like an outlet for people who want to like low level harass people.
Just like mess their shit. Yeah. So the thing is like we just got off playing Black Future '88.
Yeah.
After you're done with that game, man, you just want to chill out because there's a lot going on in that game.
Yeah.
Decompress, right?
Yeah.
After a stressful day or a stressful game. I mean, I suppose this could be stressful if you're trying to like get on your to-do list. What is next on your to-do list actually?
So we got this may be the most cryptic one of the game. We can make him wear his sun hat.
Okay.
But let's jump ahead. Let's put that rake in the lake.
Do a rake in the lake?
Yeah.
Why not put the rake?
This goose must be strong if he can carry a rake with his mouth.
We play it kind of fast and loose with how much physical force the goose can exert in the world.
They got it
That's
back.
messed up.
Whoa. Good turn this on.
Homeboy's gonna mess up their beak. Oh yeah, get your shoes.
A few distractions is generally a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Whoa, he's still seeing me.
So we're trying to get him to take off his sun hat or to get.
We're trying to
Well,
get him
we're
to
gonna
put
put
on
rake
his
in the lake.
Okay, rake in the lake.
Yeah.
As he puts his jam away, I might be able to sneak this around.
There we go.
What else can we do?
Quick. Honk.
Can you get him wet again? Will that distract him?
It'll take up his time a little
Okay.
bit.
Oh, he's walking away there.
Oh, yeah. Good.
He's not the smartest.
What does he care about more? His carrots or his
He
rake?
cares most about whatever you're doing. So it's very much about like
Just keep him
keeping
distracted.
focus on
He
him.
gets startled from your quacks too.
Yeah.
They're loud.
I think if you'd ever been attacked by a goose,
there
you'd
we
get startled as well.
Hell yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this is going straight in the leg.
Wow, this game is more sinister than I thought. I was all like cute and cuddly or whatever. Rake in the leg. All right.
Check a sandwich in
Yeah,
for
yeah.
good measure.
Yeah.
You've been oh, I thought you were gonna eat it. Like you've been
No,
putting
no,
a
no.
lot of work, so I was saying like treat yourself.
Get my HP back.
Yeah. Oh.
There we go. Nice little soup in here.
Oh, you really messed someone's day up, man. This is savage. Oh, can you do anything with the lawnmower?
Not really. That's more for him.
Okay. Like we could turn it on, like get your beak on the starter and start yanking it.
There we go. He's planted his flower back again, which he loves.
How would you get him to wear his sun hat though?
So if we'll go find a sun hat, which we can't reach. It's out of our grasp. We can kind of look at it. That's about it.
Oh man.
Look longingly.
I put his boots back too in place.
Yeah, he's constantly kind of tidying up after you.
He just wants
So-
a nice orderly garden.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what you want.
Yeah, it really is the kind of
I hid in the gardens.
it's the dichotomy of the kind of wild against man's desire to.
It's a pretty deep commentary, to be
Yeah,
honest.
absolutely. Yeah. If we get his hat off him, we can probably make him.
Oh, okay, yeah. You steal his hat, or get him to take off his hat, so you put on the other one.
Should climb up the hill and try and get the hat strip.
Oh yeah, I know we can.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, he's found his boots. What's this? What have I got here?
Look at this little run.
Stickers. What about his boots?
Yeah, the boots are missing. It's pretty distressing for him.
Oh, because I hid them in the hedge.
Yeah, he has no idea where those boots are.
Oh, damn.
He's got other boots. He'll be fine.
In terms of the state of this particular build, like how close is it to like how far are you into the full development of this game?
So this build is just a demo of this, which will be the starting area of the game.
Okay.
And then we've got a few more areas, like several more after this, that we've been working on kind of slowly in the background, quietly.
Alright.
So when the game is ready,
You'll have several
we'll
stages.
have more like this.
Yeah. And more things to do on your
Yeah.
to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, longer list.
The game's set in this small town, so you kind of get to visit different areas around town.
Yeah.
And there's more people and kind of different configurations of people.
There's
so
a deep lore between the relationships.
Yeah, and some people are more afraid of the goose, so maybe a bit tougher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, snap! There you go. Throw it in the lake. It's over.
Straight in the
for
lake?
him.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, in the lake.
He wouldn't want to wear it once he throw it in the lake, so
That's
he'll
true. Yeah,
wear
that's
his sun
really-
hat eventually. Oh man. Oh, poor guy. That's a really nice hat, and you're just gonna toss it in the water.
Yeah,
Hey, go
absolutely.
back, go back. Really show him. I want him to see it go in the lake.
Yeah, drag him out.
Then he won't put it in the sun, will he?
Oh,
Still got it.
This is messed up. So yeah, no, you want it? You want it? I got it. There it is. He's like, God, dag nabbit, my damn hat in the lake. Oh, he still wants it though. That's nasty.
Still have his dripping wet hat.
just take it now.
Snatch it
again?
right out of his hand. You can do that, right? Yeah.
Go hide it now.
Oh man.
Hide it behind here or something.
Oh.
You could never possibly see that.
Now he's thinking about the rake that you put in the lake.
Oh yeah, of course. Now that we've let him down to the lake, he knows about all this stuff that we've dumped in here.
He's sensing it. Is he really gonna go in the water?
He'll wade in a little bit.
snap.
He doesn't like getting wet still.
Oh.
He'll still.
Well, I mean, you
he'll
already
still make a fuss.
You already completed
Yeah,
that
yeah.
objective, so if you got it back, it's all good.
Yeah, we don't mind now.
It's wet. That's what's important.
Yeah.
It
This
is
game's
ruined.
ma-
Yeah.
game's mainly about making things wet.
Sweet. I'm all about it. Have a picnic.
Okay.
That was one of your other to-do lists.
Yeah. So have a picnic. Maybe the most complicated one. We just gotta assemble his different things.
Oh, so you already had like the sandwich and the apple, which you tossed into the lake.
Yep.
But now
I guess we have to fish that back out. Yeah.
Now you got to like pluck from his garden to finish your complete meal. He's got to put his. Yeah, there we go.
There he goes.
Yeah, you put that hat on, boy.
That's what he likes.
Sweet.
Likes to cover up his
bald head. Oh, I understand. Actually, I don't. Oh, what else do you need for a picnic?
Let's see.
You did need that pumpkin that you just put back.
Oh yeah. How complete of a meal are we working with here?
I don't know if anyone would describe this as like a good picnic to have. I don't know anyone who brings like a whole pumpkin.
Thermos, radio, carrot, and I was say carrot jam. Carrot and jam. Oh yeah, you picked up that jar of jam.
Yeah, I don't know where I left that jam. It's probably around somewhere.
Damn.
We'll try and make a picnic.
Oh, you got to put on the blanket that's down there. Okay, cool.
That's where you have a picnic.
All right. Let's see if we can. I'd love for you to complete the picnic before we sign off here. Hopefully, we can do that in time. Speed run this, man.
To speed run.
You see
show you some strats.
Okay. You see this game being speed ran?
I would absolutely love this game to be speed run.
I can see that.
I think about it all the time, actually. Definitely, like, we've got to put in a timer or something at least. We've got to, like, facilitate it somehow. Oh!
Dropped it.
My press strats didn't work.
Oh, that's a basket. I thought it was a suitcase. Never mind. Tripping. Okay. Gotta get both halves of the sandwich, too.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Okay.
Sandwich doesn't count unless it's
wet,
complete.
dude. It's soggy-ass sandwich.
Goose doesn't care.
Yeah.
I throw bread into the lake when you're not supposed to, and they eat it up. I don't know if they're ducks or geese. Sweet.
What else of his do we need? Thermos, jam.
Let's see. What else am I curious about when it comes to this game? There's a lot going on here. Wait, where's the? Oh, you gotta get the thermos too, right?
Well,
the radio.
Turn the tap on.
Huh?
Turn the tap on.
Distract him?
No, I don't think you can shut it out.
Oh, of course. So yeah, the trick with the radio is he'll hear it from across the map, so you gotta get it wet. Oh no, you can't stand on again. Well, I'll try and chuck it in the lake. Yeah, he'll hear it from far away, so he'll come running.
Just gotta keep kiting him.
Yeah.
It's basically like an MMO, dude.
Yeah. So I'm like a heavy class right now. Goose. There we go.
Don't get the radio wet. It's gonna get busted. That's fine.
There we go. Just chuck it in there. How much time we got left? Do you reckon I'll have
I think we have about like 5 more minutes.
Sure, I can get some jam.
You think you could do that?
Yeah.
Complete that picnic in 5 minutes? Sweet. When are you guys thinking in terms of, are you thinking about release window at all? Or is
so
it
later this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. And it's coming for PC, Switch?
And Mac, yeah.
And Mac?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. This would be a nice, tranquil experience on a very hectic bus ride, I suppose.
Yeah. It was very nice getting it up and running on a Switch. Like the first few times we got it.
Yeah, well, what was it like working on? Is it much different from like making a PC build, or is there any insight you can give in terms of like working on the Switch?
I don't know about insight necessarily. Like the main fun thing is just like you get to take the game and play it outside.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's been like a long day in the office, and you go get some sun and sit outside, and still get to play the Goose game.
Yeah, make your own picnic.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. How long do you, in terms of like how many different to-do lists you're going to complete? How long are you thinking this final game would be?
That's a bit unclear at this point. Probably not ready to say an exact number, just in case it changes a little bit between now and then.
But yeah, maybe the general idea is just like you have a kind of list like this for each area you go to.
Varying degrees of challenge, I suppose.
Yeah. Some of them get more complicated.
Have a picnic. There it is. We done did it.
Just stand there and have an enjoyment, Stuart.
Can we? Yeah. Let's enjoy the picnic a little bit. Like, let's see what we got.
This is how you do it at a picnic, right? You just kind of like
step all over your food. Yeah.
Knock it over.
Goose's picnic, they call that.
Yeah. Got a picnic basket.
Got a sandwich. You got jam.
All right, and now let's check out what's happening with our friend, the groundskeeper.
Yeah, you should invite him at least.
Yeah,
That's the least you can do. You stole all his shit.
All right, let's tell him about it.
Yeah.
Steal his hat again.
Let's just get.
Are you trying to get him to the picnic?
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
bring his keys.
Was that the last thing
Just
on your
to,
to-do
just to
list?
encourage him.
Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
that's the last one for this demo.
Yeah, it's sure it's good.
Cool.
I think probably takes most people a bit longer to get everything done.
Right,
but
yeah.
He's played a few times before.
Yay! Wonderful picnic with the groundskeeper.
Picnic.
It's like, that's my pumpkin,
Yeah.
dog.
And then, now he'll just spend the next 10 minutes
Putting all the
tidying
stuff
that
back.
up.
Yeah. Jeez.
Trying to get the yard back in order.
Oh, cool.
Well, lock the gate, Stuart. Lock the gate.
Look at it now.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
'cause
Oh,
he left his
yeah, because
keys
he
at the
didn't
picnic.
pick up his keys.
Yeah.
You lock him out of his own house.
You
Like
get
he can't
distracted
jump
tidying
over
up
it.
that pumpkin.
Oh, that's a messed up. Come on, this dude's got hops. You gotta be able to. This is cruel. Let's watch him. Let's see what he does in the next couple seconds here.
I hope you'll
I'm not
have
really
this
sure. Like
gracefully.
these sorts of situations, just like
Yeah.
they come up sometimes.
Yeah, how do you tune an AI to that?
Yeah.
Can any of you speak to like what it's like to program an AI like this?
I mean, I think our way of designing this AI probably isn't all that similar to other people's in that we just try and make them as kind of aloof as possible. Like they don't really know anything that's going on. Like constantly just bamboozled by the world.
Oh
around
yeah,
them.
that's a good word. Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
But it is funny, like this game I think originally wasn't about AI when we first started making it. It was about like being this character, and it really did it like it kind of gradually evolved into like a stealth game,
Right.
like with those kind of mechanics, really organically.
Yeah.
You just needed this person to play all the pranks on.
Yeah, you
And,
need-
and
you need
kind of
someone to
the
act as a
less
foil,
that they
yeah.
knew about what was happening to them, the funnier it was.
Yeah.
And that just led us to use more and more stealth sorts of
Oh.
things. Like,
And the more they react to you, like they are your mirror in this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Everything
see.
you do, they
Everything
sort of
you mess
do
up,
something
they
to
try and
react to,
clean
yeah.
up.
it's,
Oh, okay.
it's bad because it's bad to someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Being bad in a void, not actually that fun. You have to see the
Oh.
consequences. It's like
Yeah.
when we put the hat in the lake before. That's like
Yeah,
you gotta
wanna-
see the
wanna
anguish.
see. Yeah,
on the expression.
that's the real reward in this
face.
game.
Yeah.
So, question for you then.
Yep.
You still want a pet goose?
Do I want? Well, you know, my cat's fine. I'm good with my cat. She messes up enough
All right.
of our stuff, so I can.
It'll keep your sandwich and your hat safe, I guess.
Yeah, y'all saved me from having pet goose, so I thank you for that. Yeah, so that is a bit of Untitled Goose Game from House. Thank you, fellas, for stopping by. Is there anything else you want to say, maybe the doubters out there who are not feeling Untitled Goose? Like, you have any last words for us here before we part
You're wrong.
ways?
You're wrong. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Don't doubt. Yeah, it's fine.
All right. We said
Yeah.
later this year.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that's, again, that is Untitled Goose Game. If that tickled your fancy, you should check that out because it's coming out later this year. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. And we're going to be back with more on the way. We got, I think, 3 more games to get through for the Indie Mix here on GameSpot, so stick around for that. And we're back with GameSpot's Indie Mix live stream. I'm Michael Heim again, in case you are just tuning in. I am joined by Cyril and Arnaud from .mu. And we're going to be playing some Dark Devotion. Now, this game is going to be a little bit heavy on the thematically and gameplay wise. I know you were giving me the rundown on what exactly this is. So for all the folks out there, can you repeat yourself? My bad. Sure. I didn't mean to have you walk me through the entire thing, just to have you say it again. But yeah, let's tell me about Dark Devotion.
In Dark Devotion, so as you can see on the screen, it's not a roguelike, it's not a Metroidvania. It's an action RPG. So you play that Templar, which is sent to that temple. In a sacred mission, basically. Religion is really important in Dark Devotion, both for the scenario, but as well on the gameplay. There's a lot of mechanics going on for the religion part of the game. So you're sent in this temple, for that sacred mission, which is basically save your god. You don't really know at the beginning of the game what is exactly the temple, what is exactly your mission.
Your place in the world is kind of something you unravel as you progress.
It's effectively, it's really secretive, and there's a big lore in the game. But it's not given to you. It's not easy to have access to that lore. But everything in the weapons description, you can find clues pretty much everywhere in the game about what is going on, basically.
So, all right, all of you out there, I know y'all are gonna want to kill me for making this comparison. You said it yourself, though, is a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting because the team developing the game, so the game is made by Iberian Workshop. It's a French, young French studio. And what's interesting is that when they started working on the project, none of them have played Dark Souls. And the Dark Souls, So afterwards, when everybody told them, your game really looks like Dark Souls, they tried actually the game and they were like, apparently it looks like Dark Souls. But of course, there's in the ambiance, how would you say that in English? In the atmosphere.
The ambience and
the religious aspect as well.
Yeah, because you were talking about how, like, thematically, it's about like religion, and there's a lot of like different sects. Of these religious, I don't want to say cults, but like they're all like vying.
It's basically two cults.
So
yours and the others, so it's a bit complicated to explain everything.
It's a bit mysterious, actually. Throughout the game, you'll unveil some aspects of the lore as you progress through the game. It's not, it's kind of implicit, so you have to discover through the game. The lore can even be hidden in the weapons and stuff like that.
So that was thinking about, that's how Dark Souls kind of communicates a lot of its lore. So I mean, making it's a fair comparison to make. But also in the gameplay, I noticed that it's not like, when I look at 2D side-scrolling games, I almost like, at this point I think of like Dead Cells and how fast that game moves, but here it's more slow and deliberate, where it's a lot more like a traditional action RPG, where I have to think about like moves and like, okay, this move is gonna be like a bunch of frames, so like I better time it right.
Nothing is free in that game. You have to make all decisions, and you have to be sure of
your decision. You have to live with it.
And you have to commit. If you want to do a sword attack, you have to commit to it. If you're not sure, you're gonna die. And you're gonna die a lot in Dark Devotion.
So that's kind of what I noticed here too, is that the slower.
We're not dying because I'm good, obviously. I'll try to beat the boss a bit later, but
No, I actually had the conversation with the developer from Noita, or doing Noita, and then I was talking about like, hey, you gotta show up. Like, this is your own game. You gotta be good at it. He was perfectly fine though. He was a wonderful fella.
We're only publishers, so we have the right to be.
You have an out. You have an out.
But the devs are really good.
So Hibernia, the developer. Can you speak a little bit more about who they are, what they do? Because you were talking about it a little bit earlier.
It's a 3-people studio, so it's a French studio. They're 25-ish years old. They actually don't have video game studios. So there's one that did a diploma what's his diploma actually? He has a master's degree in biochemistry.
Okay,
so,
all right.
why not? Another one did sociology, and I don't remember the third one, but I mean, it's really
self-taught.
Yeah,
developers.
It's really self-taught.
It's very like the spirit of like an independent game.
Yeah, definitely. We revealed we did 3 dev diaries for the game, and on the third one they talked a little bit more about their background and what they did, and it's interesting to see how without that knowledge of making video games just by patience as well, you can make something really great such as this one. And
you're not tied. I imagine that coming into that they're not tied to the conventions they may have learned in the past or something. So I imagine it's going to be like a rough process, but what they will get out of it eventually, as we can see here, is going to be something kind of unique and a little bit more. It has that spirit of like an independent game, I guess you could say. So the dev diaries, where can you find those?
On YouTube, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Dog Devotion Dev Diary.
Okay, yeah, I'd be definitely interested in checking that out.
And it's interesting because those guys tell us also that that's a boss, the executioner. So we'll try to kill it.
I have the worst weapons. I wanted to show them, but I'm not
we got some spells here.
So yeah, maybe you can talk a bit about the games while you try to beat the boss.
Yeah, that's a perfect idea. Thank you, Arno. So yeah, basically, what I love about this game is that the content is super rich. You have tons of different weapons, and each weapon has its own fighting style. For example, right here, I have a spear, and normally, for example, with a sword and shield, I can block attacks, but with the spear, I can just dodge really quick, so I can get away from the enemy and then try to pierce him with the. But with different, and also there's like a different range according to weapons. There is also magic. So here I have a book that enables me to throw fireballs thanks to my faith. So you have a lot of different mechanics for combat, and it's super interesting. The bosses are really well designed as well. You can see that this guy, once I get half of his life, he
changes his moveset, right?
He gets faster. The music changes as well. You have more than 25 bosses in the game, and they're all super well designed. It's a real pleasure to discover them and try to understand how to beat them. I'm almost done right there. In the game you have a lot of different systems as well, like the skills, for example. When you kill an enemy, you're granted some faith from your god. There is the regular phase that enables you to open chests, open doors, get blessings, and stuff like that. But you also have the corrupted faith, which enables you to unlock certain skills. You have a lot of different skills that goes from the classic, like increasing your critical hit ratio, to like creating lightning bolts when you attack with a sword or stuff like that. So you have to discover all these different skills. Every time you die, you get back to the hub. This is the demo, so basically it's not the regular game. It's just to show different parts of the game. But basically when you die, you go back to the hub. You can choose new skills. Also during the game, you can drop some blueprints for weapons. So you definitely unlock some new possibilities each time you start a new run. And yeah, what else? You also have quests that are given to you at the shelter where you spawn when you die. Those quests enable you to again unlock different objects, different skills. So basically, there's a lot to do in Dark Devotion, a lot to explore. Everything is level designed. So
it's not procedurally generated.
Exactly.
Right?
So basically. There are different paths, so everything is level designed, but every time you die you have different choices. You can try again the same run you just did because you learned about it and you learn about the different enemies, their patterns and stuff like that, or you can choose a new one that you unlock during your first pass, for example. But the cool thing also in the game is that every time you change a room, you can't go back. So your only option is to go further, basically.
Okay. So in a way, it's like you said, it's not procedurally generated, but in a way, these are like different stages to a much larger world.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can finish the game once and redo the game another time and play a really completely different game.
Yeah. So it's like branching paths.
Yeah. With other bosses, with other fights, other enemies, other weapons. The game is really super generous. So there's all that.
In terms of like punishment from like dying, or
in terms of just content, there's a ton of bosses, there's a ton of weapons, tons of spells, tons of secrets, and tons of mechanic as well. So he talked a little bit about the faith. So like I said earlier, religion is really an important part of the game.
Thanks.
It makes me...
I'll concentrate and try to
the result was exactly the same. So I mean, you can still...
We'll get through it.
I talked at the beginning.
Third time's a charm. We got
time. Sure. You're the only one believing that. But religion is really important. So there's that faith that he talked about, so that you can unlock some stuff with it. But there's also that kind of rewarding mechanics. What's the name in English? Your god, depending on the way you play, your god can reward you or he can punish you. He can punish you. So with a
blessing, curse.
Blessing and curses, right?
All right. So would those play as like stat buffs and debuffs, or different abilities that kind of give and take? Like
if your god doesn't like the way you play, he can punish you. He can punish you. So
that's cold.
Yeah. but if he likes the way if he likes your devotion, he will reward you, and it's going to be easier for you.
So how does that actually like factor in, like in terms of as a player? How do I know that that's happening? There's like indications in the stats, or is it like story based?
There's an effect on your character that you can see a special effect on your character when that happens. I think a bit earlier you got cursed while fighting the boss.
In the exploration phase,
Okay.
So you'll be aware because you can be slower, for example. That's something that can happen, or you can be poisoned as well. Just depending on what you did, and in terms of content, like we said, there's a lot of bosses, a lot of weapons, and it's really interesting because it's not a roguelike, so it's not run based, but still. Like I said earlier, you can replay the game. There's a really great replayability, and of course you'll die a lot. So that's also a good part of that replayability. But I mean, when you kill a boss, you're really happy about it. I mean, you deserve your win, and that's why every decision it's important. But when you make the right ones, you're really happy.
It's rewarding, right? Yeah.
It's really
get that dodge at the last minute.
Yep.
No! Oh, you're so close, man. Man, that last phase is like tough because he can teleport like 2 or 3 times, and like you don't know when he's gonna like stop and actually attack.
But I can do way better. And also, like this is demo, so you don't have the best stuff at the beginning.
Okay.
You should open the chest first because but when you arrive at the boss the first time, usually you have pretty good stuff because you did the whole exploration phase where you get your stuff.
So you have more time to like build up your character. Whereas here you're working with like the bare minimum.
Exactly. Still, it's doable.
If you were that close to like using the bare minimum, you know.
So basically, the good thing is like you do a whole run, then you discover a boss. Usually you die because except if you
have to
really
learn
good.
it first.
The thing is like the way it's level design and game design. It's like there's no place for randomness. You can only blame yourself if you don't manage to be the boss. So it's doable. I mean, like some of guys at our QA department, they managed to beat the game with like the worst weapons in the game. Just to try it, and it works, and it's pretty cool. Basically you learn through your explorations of the temple. You discover lore, you discover new techniques, you discover new weapons. And then when you die, you say, okay, so this boss was pretty quick, so maybe I should use a shield and a sword to beat him. This boss was slow, so maybe I can have him quicker with a double-handed sword and stuff like that. So there's a whole strategic thinking every time you die of like which skills I'm gonna use, which weapons I'm gonna use, and why. And you have really this sensation of being more and more powerful through each run because your weapons get better. Your skills get better, and your overall actual skills, like with the game, your reflexes and stuff, they get better and better. So it's really enjoyable. Again, like the bosses are very diverse. You have all types of bosses. They're quite impressive. My hands are sweating right now. It's not the first time I played this game from far, but it's always a bit stressing because it's like
I
suck.
You see? You suck.
It's all right, man. It's all right. We're not judging here. You know?
You had three tries.
Yes.
So let me.
That's again like when we started to see the game, to play with Hibernian. There was already a lot of depth in the game, but now the way we've improved, we did a lot of playtests, we did a lot of back and forth, and we came up to a final version that we have now, which is very nice, very great to play and discover all the way. The lore has been inspired by the Romantic era and also by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the universe is pretty cool. It's very dark. You always feel threatened by something. There are lots of traps in the game as well that you need to learn. And there was one earlier in the exploration phase.
Yeah, other than like enemies, like how during exploration, like how much more challenging does it get?
Exactly.
Oh boy.
And so you don't have a lot of life usually. You have life points you can see above. So the red is your life points, and above it the shields are your armor points.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
And yeah, basically, so right now Arno has only like 4, 5, 6 hits, and now he just has 1 left.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you're limited in terms of like blocking, dodging, and swinging.
So basically, when you explore, you're always like this tension, because when you lose 1 hit and you don't know how long it's going to be until the next boss, so you're always very cautious about what you do on the first run, at least. Then after the 5th, 7th run, then it's easier. You know where to go, you know what's up. But when it's the first time you explore some region, it's so often dark. Sometimes you need to use some.
You got to use up a hand to use a torch or something.
Exactly.
It's
to
like,
see around
I don't
you,
have a shield.
and it's super scary, and there's always this tension because you don't want to face a boss with only 1 life point, So there's always a tension, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, high difficulty in games has kind of been I guess. I wouldn't say recent trend, but like it's gone in vogue big time. Yeah. So obviously, like judging from here, this game leans on difficulty being a big factor.
It leans on really learning how to play the game, getting your reflexes right. But once you get them, I suck at Dark Souls, really.
Okay. I can say the same.
And so when I started to play the game, I love the universe and I love RPGs. So that's really why also we wanted to work on that game. But I started to say, okay, I need to pass beyond like the difficulty.
Yeah.
And as it's 2D, it's a bit easier to master as 3D because you have less dimensions you have less possibilities to handle.
Right.
So it's more about like reflexes and dexterity. But once you get it straight, then it's easy. You know what to do. You know where to go. So it's challenging. It's not often frustrating. The way it was designed. So yeah, difficulty in that game is kind of high, but also this is a demo, so you start right away with the boss.
Yeah, again, like
on the exploration phase, you can see that I didn't get hit a lot because I know how to play the game as well. But the beginning is really tough, but it's nice as well because it's flawless. Like you start again at the shelter, you have new weapons, you want to try them, so you do a new run. During your new run, you unlock new stuff as well. So it's always renewed experience. There is some randomization of the items you can get in chests with enemies and stuff like that. So the runs are never the same, and there's always a new door, a secret room that you never discovered that will enable you to even get more powerful and beat this run with more easily.
Yeah.
But the difficulty curve, when there are 4 different worlds in the game. Each time you enter a new world, it's like, wow, okay, so it's a new level. But it goes step by step, and it's nice because it's always challenging. It's never like at some point like, okay, I got the game, it's over, like I can beat it all the way. It's always a bit more challenging, always a bit different as well.
Yeah, always new enemies, new different types of traps, I guess.
Exactly, new weapons, so you learn new styles. For example, some enemies with sword and shield, they're like little goblins that are really weird, and they're super fast. So with sword and shield, it's not very efficient. The most efficient is the double dagger, and you're super fast and you go around them. So if you do a run and you know that you're gonna encounter those guys, you say, okay, I'm gonna equip before going with that weapon and try to drop other weapons of different style in order to be ready when I encounter these. So every time you die, there's a kind of a preparation ritual where you go to see the weaponsmith, you go to see the guy from the quest, you get to see different characters from the game that will give you hints about the lore and about how the game goes and stuff like that.
Cool. I think this will be our last attempt.
Yeah.
Since we are.
And I'm gonna die.
Hey man, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm sure the folks back there in the control room, my coworkers, my boys, would be okay with going over time a little bit if we can beat this boss here.
So much pressure.
Oh, hey man.
It's not gonna happen. You pressured me too much now.
I'm sorry.
It's over.
My bad, dude.
When he's in the second phase, use the shield. That's the best. That's the best tactic for this boss.
I usually can beat him pretty easily, but.
Oh man. My boy Eric Tay down there in the control room too loves these styles of games. So I want to hear what he has to say once we are in the transition phase of this live stream, because he loves his Dark Souls, Bloodborne type games.
Yeah, that's so satisfying when you beat a boss.
Yeah.
So this one is pretty challenging. That's not the first one.
Wait, is this the first boss in the game? Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's a hell of an introduction to boss
The first boss is way easier.
Okay.
The first boss is actually attached to a wall, so it doesn't move. So when you get close, it tries to hit you. During the first phase. On the second phase, he basically rips his arm off the wall, and then he moves around and chases you.
So I imagine it's more or less you can do a lot of creative things with pixel art. So and just
my devotion has faded once again.
Oh man. Well, I appreciate both of you trying, at least. Oh man.
I was almost there. 10% left.
Man. Cyril, Arnaud, thank you so much for rolling through.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Is there any last words you got about Dark Devotion before we sign you guys off?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about the game, we already released 3 dev diaries where the team explained how they did the production, about the art, about the universe of the game. So if you want to know more about the game, just check those out. It's super interesting.
Yeah.
And
you can wishlist the game on
Steam as well.
Steam?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's already there, and learn about there are a whole description on Steam, and we'll be giving some news about the game soon.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good to me. Again, that's Dark Devotion coming out of Hibernian Studios over in France.
Yes.
So you can check that out if you're interested, if you're into those Souls-like games. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
We are going to transition to our 5th game of this live stream, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere while we transition. See you in a minute. And we're back with our Indie Mix live stream here. We've gone through 4 games. We're on to our 5th game of this live stream. I'm showing off Project Witchstone with Malik here. Thanks so much for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course, yeah. What caught my eye about Project Witchstone was that this seems like a very rich, deep, full RPG experience. Almost calling back to Divinity Original Sin 2, because that's kind of like the last RPG of this style that I kind of dug deeply into. So that's what caught my eye about this. So could you actually run me through Project Witchstone a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So, well, I'll start the intro.
Oh, sure.
So then you can play afterward. So yeah, there is an element of Divinity in the sense that it's, in my opinion, it's a great RPG and one that kind of brought something new to the genre. Didn't go simply, let's make a classic one, but let's make something modern out of that genre. And that's kind of the same spirit that we run with, which is, okay, these games start from the pen and paper RPG, and then we try to create that experience in a game form.
Yeah.
And starting from there, that's where we got with Project Witchstone, where our idea is to get that sense of freedom that you get in the pen and paper RPG, that sense of, okay, everything is possible, I can play any character I want, and it's like very dynamic and alive. So our approach with this game is that we built it's a sandbox living world RPG, I guess that's how we like to call it, because it's not like we created a world, a context and all that for the game to happen in, but we didn't predefine a narrative, a story or an adventure for the player. All that is run by AI systems. Basically, it's like, I guess you could say it's like the sandbox aspect of a game like Red Dead Redemption, but with the RPG aspect of like Baldur's Gate or Divinity. So it's really that mix up. So what we wanted to do is like, okay, let's give the player that feeling of freedom. Here's a setting, here's a situation. It's a world that's, it's a continent in this world that just went out of a revolution that basically, it's like an Australia of this world that kind of kicked out the empires and said, okay, we're independent, except they don't really have a central government. It's basically a bunch of factions that united. And then you show up there and everything is possible. What will you do there?
So it's like how you navigate through the different factions in this undefined world in a sense.
Exactly. So you have a huge possible impact that you can have in this world. Will you try to unify them? Will you try to kind of just get rich and manipulate everyone? Everything is possible, basically.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to see it in action. So
yeah, let's take a look at a couple things.
Yeah.
So that's the main character, which doesn't have a name because it's. So we have the classic stuff. So here, just to start the demo. By the way, this is the first time I'm showing this to anyone.
Oh, really?
It's a world premiere.
Okay. Hey, GameSpot exclusive right here, baby.
So even I never demoed this to anyone. You're the first guy.
Wow. And we're live streaming it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good.
Hopefully it goes well. So here we see an example of, this is entirely systemic. In many games, this would be a scripted event, something that was predetermined. But in our game, actually, this town we set it up with a predetermined conflict. Like, okay, these factions are trying to get a hold on a mine that's nearby that has some resources that both want. So they're actually in conflict in this area and share the land. You'll see that there's barricades and stuff. And because it's in conflict, and this guy, which is the sheriff, actually decided not to intervene. He's sort of, yep, not my problem. So the soldiers basically start harassing people and.
And then you essentially have a say in how it plays out.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be a nice guy. Could attack them.
I don't know. I would. Oh, this is a die roll.
You would just kill them? Okay.
I mean, like.
Well, it failed. So after all, we're gonna kill them.
Are you gonna be able to survive? Are you strong enough to handle this? Okay, cool.
Don't worry.
So I'll make sure I don't want to get you into these sticky situations.
So I have some. All right. So there's Magitech technology in this game. I have some real-time reactions as well.
I see.
Even in the turn-based aspect.
Okay.
I'm more powerful than this guy.
Oh, okay. So
I have a pistol too with this guy. Oh, I missed. It's okay, dual wield.
Yeah. So it's a very, very distinctly turn-based.
Yeah. The combat is turn-based with elements of real-time reactions.
So kind of talk to me about like that real-time element there, because like right here.
Yeah, like this. So because this character is a fighter type of character, also a rogue, anyways, he's like multi-class.
Okay.
But he gets some abilities that consume sort of resources. If he was a mage, it might have been mana or whatever. Different classes have different types of these abilities. And there are trigger points for these. For example, this guy, when he successfully hits someone in melee, he can chain a kick with it and knock down the enemy. Or if someone misses an attack against him, he can counter-attack. So he has a bunch of tools like that because of his class. Have other abilities to do even more attacks.
Okay.
So see, in this case, I'll try to kick him.
Is there any downside to engaging with those attack modifiers as they show up? Is there
it's a resource, so if you waste them all, at some point you'll run out. So
I was like, I don't know if that's tied to a die roll or anything like that.
You can miss. That's a fireball from this guy, but
you can control your party each distinctly.
Exactly, you have full control during combat.
Okay.
Outside of combat, it's another dagger.
Okay.
There. Last one.
I can get your fireball on him. Yeah, there you go.
No!
Oh, missed.
It's okay, I have a gun.
Jeez.
There.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it doesn't feel too good about that. That's fine.
I mean, I can get behind this. I mean... if there's a faction messing with the people, messing with the normal people, I'm going to take them out. Like, to be honest, I'm going to smash the state. So... if you give me that opportunity, man, I'll run with it.
There might be consequences, though. I just murdered a couple guys in the middle. I don't know.
They were kind of asking for it.
He's the only witness, and I guess. Well, what's my goal here? You decide. You're role playing.
All right. So I'll play the role, and then you'll play it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make some money because I want some money.
All right.
I'm broke.
There may be opportunities. So. Obviously, we could join one of the factions. Maybe the red ones will be ambivalent, but we never know.
So the Unbound and Ashcross Station, those are two factions?
Yeah, so the Unbounds are like former political prisoner that became a sort of mercenary group.
Okay.
They're really good at combat, but they're not very refined. Ashcross Station was former mages and scientists who were researching this area, and then they kind of built their own group.
Science and technology.
Yeah, they have some Magitech stuff. They're the ones who designed the guns in the game and a bunch of other things.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
Yeah, so they're here because there was a mine nearby with some cool resources, and they also found artifacts, mysterious artifacts, and they really love it. Except the other guys were here before, so like that's kind of ours. So
okay, so they're like stealing other people's work.
Yeah. So currently they're in a cold war. They don't really go, open conflict. We can force that to happen if you want. If that's how you want to play it, we can murder someone, plant evidence.
Only if they have it coming. Like if there's like people going rogue, if they're messing with the townsfolk, if they're trying to seize power, like I'm gonna take them down. But unless if you're mind your own business.
Yeah, these guys, the Unbound, were messing with the people. So and it's actually pretty bad for the population here because they're kind of held hostage.
Okay.
Like, well, can you leave us in peace?
All right, then I'm not joining them.
Okay, so maybe the other guys.
So the Unbound doesn't sound like a faction I would line up with. Not about that life. So I'm a man of the people. That's what I want to be. I want to be a man of the people.
All right, so we'll help out the people.
Okay. Cool. So I imagine, let's take it back a step. Quests that you're given will depend on what you say to other people. Quest givers, like, you can tell them that I don't want to mess with that faction, so it'll lead to a different type of quest. So a lot of RPG things you would expect from this style of RPG.
A lot of the quests are actually not pre-generated. They really depend on the AI of the characters.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, the factions have their own agendas. These guys just want, to keep the land. The others kind of want the resources, so eventually they might end up fighting.
Okay.
And the quest they give you is based on their agenda. So if I go talk to them, let's talk to the other guys. I got a quest from the sheriff to go grab some tech from them because he's really curious about their new technology.
All right.
Which is fair enough. Well, let's go see them. It's the other end of the village, but
cool.
Yeah.
In terms of like your character in role playing, is there like speech checks? There's charisma checks. Is there like meters that measure like your alignment with certain factions? Like, how does that play into it?
We try to track almost everything you do as much as possible. Ideally, that's our goal. So every character has an appreciation of you. For example, they track what you do. Right now, the only thing I did so far was murder a bunch of soldiers from the other faction, which no one noticed. There was no witness.
Except for the sheriff who's just chilling.
Yeah, but he will not get involved in that stuff.
Damn.
Let's talk to
Sounds like a corrupt cop to me.
Well, he has a good sense of preservation. Let's just say it that way.
Okay.
He is quite corrupt. You can bribe him and he'll turn the other eye. If you want to mess things up and
it sounds
commit
well.
crimes.
Just judging from that, it sounds like there's a lot of variation.
Oh yeah.
A lot of branching.
It's more than branching. It's free.
Yeah, it's like reactive to everything
exactly.
else.
So it builds the story based on what you do, not what we decided should happen.
Okay.
As much as possible. So there's a lot of things possible. So, okay, let's take a job from these guys. They want something that someone has.
Okay. So, that's an Ashcross lieutenant. So, we want to be on their good side because they're the ones who mess with science and technology. So.
Yeah. So we could steal their stuff, but okay, let's not get into that. They don't like the. They don't seem not necessarily as they're
hostile.
Not good. Well, they were still messing with the peasant, but I guess he shouldn't have gone into their base. That's not a good idea.
Oh man, I could spend a lot of time instilling justice across the land. I suppose I don't know.
All right, let me do something kind of evil or weird. Just I want to show you a system.
Sure, yeah, I'm all about that.
Okay, I don't feel like taking the door, so that's the blacksmith. Yeah, you can sneak around and stuff, like I'll show you. So this is sneak mode, so if I want, I could assassinate the blacksmith. Just talk to him.
It sounds like there's like a lot. There's a lot of. It's very dynamic.
Oh yeah. So his idiot son is lost in a mine. We could go there if you want, explore the mine and the underground that the Ashcross want. And spoiler, there's a really powerful artifact down there.
Okay.
That can allow you to explode the town, like obliviate it. If you want, that's what we can do. We can just obliviate everything.
We got about like 10 minutes. I don't know if you can do that within the 10-minute time span.
I can try.
All right. Like, it's not what I would do.
Yeah.
But, let's see how far we can take this game.
All right.
Yeah.
So hold on, I just messed with this guy. Like I said, it's very free, so we can even have like custom dialogue with NPCs. There's these things that are like the standard, but now let's say I want to persuade him to attack.
Wow, the sheriff can have a lot of influence.
Yeah, all right, let's do that. Let's see.
Hopefully then it's tied to a die. No, that's not happening.
Did it fail? Oh no, he likes me
because... You rolled a 3.
Yeah, I'm okay. Hint: my character is pretty OP for this demo.
Okay, all right. It's like if I roll a 3, I ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, I guess he'll go eventually, but let's not waste time and go to the dungeon.
All right, sure.
Anyway, he asked me to save his son that decided to go on his own to explore the dungeon. He's a wannabe adventurer. So, yeah, we'll save him if we can, right?
Okay.
We'll still try to do good along the way.
Sure. It's not gonna counterbalance the terrible deeds that you were about to do, but
no one knows about yet.
Oh, geez, that is sinister. Yeah, and then so whenever it comes to these kinds of games, like I play a lot of these single player RPGs that I absolutely love. Like Knights of the Old Republic is one of my favorite games of all time.
It's an awesome game. Me too.
Yeah,
it's some Magitech from the.
It's from the Jedi. It's like some parallels there. Yeah, and then one of my favorite things is just feeling like I am having influence over that world, but to create a game in which the player feels like they do have influence, like how hard that must be really difficult to build out a world that makes sense in that regard.
It's extremely difficult. Yeah. Fortunately, it's not we didn't get in there out of nowhere. We did 2 games previously, Stories: The Path of Destinies and No Man's Sight, where we researched that and did a form of that. We used time loops and alternate timelines to create games where you really had an impact with your decisions. And in this one, we said, okay, let's really push that to the next level. We feel we're ready. We messed around with that. And it's tricky because it's a bunch of AIs and systems that we need to make reactive and not break each other, because everything talk to each other. So it's a lot of fine tuning. Like this guy needs to react that way, but he shouldn't go that far because then it will break the world, or it's really delicate to balance. But once everything works well, it's like this, this living thing that lives on its own basically. Okay, so here's an event where I guess what's going on? They're being attacked. Do we help them or we rush getting
Oh, this is like
bomb?
one of these random instances while they're traveling. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna try to intimidate.
Yeah, intimidate the bandits.
Last time it failed, but let's see.
17.
This should be good.
That should work. Success.
Yeah. Okay.
No bandits in here. Get them out of here.
All right. We could have fought them. Or we could have attacked the merchant and steal the merchandise for ourselves,
I'm not about that life.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
So we're about to go, I guess, into a dungeon.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, the first part is a mine, so it's a restricted area. They don't want us here, so let's try to sneak around.
Okay. Cool.
I know the layout for some reason.
I
swear.
I hope you do.
It's weird that I know the layout, but I'm gonna re-equip myself with the great sword.
Listen, the environmental art, I think, is really striking to me right now. It's very lush. It's almost like
thanks.
Yeah, it's. I would say it's not. Oh well, you. Jeez.
I was looking at the art. Obviously, they mind the.
Yeah, it's got a very. I wouldn't say cartoony, but it's like.
It's I don't know
how to describe it.
It's detailed painting, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah.
That's the style our director goes for. He has a bag. Oh no, he saw me.
Oh.
No, bye.
Peace.
All right.
Oh.
Oh no, I misclicked. Sorry.
It's all good.
No. Bye.
There we go.
Okay. All right. I guess they won't chase us down here. So now we're in the mine section. And they put traps. There's a reason why, because there's monsters downstairs. So that's why the mine has been abandoned at this point. But I know I need a key because I know the game, so I'll go straight after it.
I mean...
Obviously now I'm going a bit hostile against the Ashcross, which we said previously we'd be friendly with. But probably what I should have done is steal some stuff from the other faction, and as I kill them, plant evidence.
Oh, you can do that?
Oh yeah. So then we could have raided the entire area, make sure there's no witness, and blame the other guys, and steal the bomb and whatever.
That is... All right.
So, hold on, I'll assassinate this guy. With a great sword, nothing, no less.
Hey, you just assassinated my homie.
I guess they didn't appreciate that. All right, let's...
I wouldn't. But damn, you're doing a lot of... Yeah, that great sword is laying waste to these fools.
Yeah.
Do you still have your party member, or?
Oh yeah, I kind of left him.
Oh no.
Die. Well, all right, no.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, there was the narrator that just informed me that there's the key, some nice weapons here.
Okay.
Oh, tempered greatsword. I want a better greatsword. Where is it? Now, see, that's stolen. It belongs to someone, and that's how I can.
Oh, that's how you can plant evidence?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I don't know who's... Oh, it's their leader, okay.
Oh,
so technically now I could attack the other faction and start dropping their belongings.
Damn, that is mischievous.
Oh yeah, that's evil. Another thing I could have done, which obviously we didn't totally go that route, is try to go a diplomatic way with them and set up a meeting with both. Or do it Red Wedding style, set up the meeting, then murder them all when they're...
Jeez, man. That is...
That's, it's my favorite option. Hey, what's up? I want to go in.
Oh, yeah, they're not attacking you?
No.
Oh, just the regular old mine guard.
Yeah. He kind of doesn't... What he's going to tell me is they locked this area because it's dangerous. And I said, hey, I got the key. And he said, you're crazy.
Jeez.
And he just ran away.
Oh, no.
Is it this way? No. I could loot, obviously. There's plenty of cool loot all over the place, but
Just to let you know, we do have about like 4 minutes left, so I don't know if
we'll try to make it.
Okay.
All right, I'll ignore this guy. He's the son of the blacksmith. So should go down here.
Okay.
You need the.
There you go.
I'm really not sure we're gonna make it because there's
there's like another level to the dungeon. Okay. It's in terms of like dungeon design, it's like the caves and the caverns. It's kind of like, is it procedurally generated, or are these all kind of hand designed?
Yeah, it's hand designed. We don't really need procedural generation. That's what it's a debate we had. Like, should we go with procedural generation? And ultimately, we figured, it's better to have these more handcrafted experiences that are narratively meaningful. It's preferable to us. That's how we felt about this. Because we can generate a lot of environments without needing to go procedural. And the systems that make this world alive will anyway create sort of variations. Because that, for example, at the top of the mine, there were Ashcross members like blocking this area. But they didn't have to be there. It's because they're attacking this region and took over. But it could have been something else happening. So in itself, that already creates a lot of differences. In the full game, this is just a demo, by the way, that's super early, actually. It's only a couple months old. That's why we like to write here, preparation demo. This
is the first time you're playing in front of an audience.
And finger crossed, nothing has bugged yet.
That doesn't seem like it. So. That's always good.
Yeah. All right, I'm almost there.
Oh, man.
Hopefully, where's the exit? There it is. Okay. No, he saw me.
Oh, snap.
Just bash him. I'm just murdering everyone with my greatsword.
I mean, these are like nasty spiders, so who cares?
Yeah.
I don't want to...
No one cares if they live or die.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure it matters to the ecosystem, but...
Yeah, no. Right now we're in a hurry to blow up an entire town, so
jeez, it's so savage, man. It wasn't me. I didn't... It wasn't my idea, so...
Yeah, it was your idea. Right. That's a very simple puzzle, just to show that puzzles exist.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I was going to ask, multiplayer co-op, is there any of that in the plans?
Yeah, it's in the plans. We'd love to have that because it's a game that would...
really lend itself to...
Exactly, because it's like the social aspect of role-playing games would be awesome. And especially with this game where it's freedom. No, I'll try to outrun him. Damn it. The dragon found me. I'll try to run away. Let's see if that works.
Oh, damn.
I think I can kill him. All right. But if I try to kill him...
Oh, man. Yeah,
we're run out of time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the last minute here.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, man. No, it's all good. You can have the battle play out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to point out from our small demo here, or from our conversation that folks out there should probably know about Project Witchstone?
No, well, we'll be at PAX East, I guess, in 2 weeks or so.
Oh, right, yeah.
So people will be able to play it and try different things that we didn't have time to try here, get all the way and blow up the town, actually, or try to negotiate. There's so many possibilities, so we barely set the surface here, so...
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. From all of the dynamic systems that you showed, it's hard, too, because I went to go play the demo for Pathfinder Kingmaker, which came out last year.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of those, it's an art, like one of those table or D&D RPGs.
Yeah.
So many systems that you want to engage with. It's hard to show it all. It's hard to try and understand and engage with all of that stuff. So I understand how those things can go. But yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time to actually show this game in action. So again,
that's cool.
That's Malik. You're making Project Witchstone again.
Yeah.
So if you like what you saw, be on the lookout for that. I mean, you said this is probably the first build that you've shown publicly.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's a bit of a ways off.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask you about release date or anything like that.
A bit too soon for that.
Yeah, that's how those things go. You know, it'll be done when it's done. But yeah, if you like what you see, definitely check out Project Witchstone. Again, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, that is the 5th game we showed off in our entire live stream. We have one more for you, so stick around for that, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. And we're back with our final game of our Indie Mix live stream here on GameSpot. I'm joined by Mike. I'm Michael. Hi. What's up, man? You're bringing Dead Static Drive here.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about Dead Static Drive?
Okay. So my pitch for Dead Static Drive is it's Grand Theft Cthulhu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's spooky.
Bit spooky. It's got it's a road trip through Wasteland Americana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're jacking cars.
Yep, jacking cars.
Fighting mythical beasts.
Mythical beasts. Yep. You're trying to survive. There's a lot of spooky stuff, some supernatural stuff, some terrors from outside of space and time.
Oh, okay.
And you're just trying to get by.
All right. You're getting wild with this game over here. Yeah. So I was telling Mike earlier that this game really caught my eye because of the art style and. I want to see it in action though. So if you want to get started,
I'll get on in,
jump into it, and yeah, just you can kind of like walk me through everything that's going on. Oh snap! Controller ain't even on. I gotta hold it a little bit.
Oh yeah. I know
Okay,
how to use
we're good. We good? There we go.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Cool. So so this is how it starts out. It's like a top-down, isometric in a way. Almost reminds me of like old school Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, mechanically, what am I working with here?
Right. So this is tank controls, kind of. It's top-down view, and you can drive your vehicle by steering with the stick. You pull the trigger to drive. So I love this kind of micro machines, old school isometric racing games.
Okay.
Been a huge fan of them for years. And so as soon as Unreal 4 came out, I was like, man, I'm going to make a game where you can just drive a car top down. I love them.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time trying to make a good feeling driving game. And then I just thought, you know what, I'm going to make this bigger than that. I've always wanted to make a horror game.
Oh, doing some sick tricks.
Oh yeah, doing some sick tricks. Getting eaten by some giant worms here. So I focused on trying to make a game that just had everything that I've always dreamt of. Like a horror adventure game that was also like a little bit moody and a little bit artistic. And that's what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
So it's turned into a survival game. Oh.
Okay, yeah. So like from its very foundation, how is this game built, and what is the player trying to accomplish?
Right.
Here?
So it's kind of like an anti-roguelike. I've been making roguelikes for years, and I used to make them back when they were like mostly text-based, and I love them to death. I love a game that I can just play that has a lot of deep mechanics that I can just kind of. I'm just going to sneak away from this thing. I love a game with like deep mechanics, like a Metal Gear Solid, right? Where it's a playground first and foremost, and you can just really explore and see the interactions of different systems. So I've been trying to make this game as deep as I can, add as many layers as I can that interact with each other. So you can sneak, you can use your flashlight. Your flashlight attracts monsters, but it also hurts monsters. The humans in the game, there's survivors, and you can take them with you, but they also are not always trustworthy. And so determining if you can trust them or not is not just are they a bad person, but also are they infected by something. I'm just trying to layer as many systems as I can to make it really exciting.
Does it ever get like too overwhelming though? Because do you ever feel like you get carried away?
Yeah, absolutely. And because for so much of the development, I've been a one-man team. It really seems like I need to keep that limited, but thankfully, it's not a one-man job anymore, and I have a great team behind me who can support me. Some artists, some animators, game designers, and now, hopefully, it will be as good a game as I've ever wanted to make.
Cool. So I imagine there's also a lot of environmental interaction.
Yes.
Picking up stuff, using it to effective way you can think possible.
Yep. So there's an inventory. You can collect items to help your survival, and it's also because it's a road trip game. A lot of the survival items are themed around road trips, so you need to
stopping at a diner.
Get a milkshake. I got a cherry pie over here, and I'll eat some pie.
Jeez, you ate the whole thing.
Ate the whole thing. Yes.
Damn, man.
And it's also like I've spent a lot of time on the road trying to make this game, and so for me, stopping in a motel and taking your luggage around.
Constant inspiration.
Yeah. It's constant. I'm constantly thinking about that. So I've actually got support for carrying multiple bags. You can actually carry luggage around with you. So here, I'll grab a suitcase, and so you can make a huge inventory for your character. You can carry like a suitcase in each hand or backpacks and one on your back. But each time you take one, it takes up one of your inventory
it's like
slots.
You're limiting yourself. So there's a resource management element that you have to constantly think about.
Exactly, yeah. And if you want to have a rifle, then you can't have items in both hands, and so it's all balancing. It's all a balancing act.
Okay. I was gonna ask, like, what kind of systems are you managing though? Like is there like hunger, thirst, stuff like that? Okay,
there is.
Cool.
So there's hunger, there's thirst, there's your bladder, so you can pee. The more coffee you drink, the more you need to pee.
I know all about that.
And there's a stamina system as well. You can see in the top left, we've got health and we've got stamina.
Okay.
Now the stamina actually it recharges when you rest. So you can drive only for a limited amount of time.
Oh, okay.
And time progresses naturally just as you play. So every 2 minutes, an hour goes by, and it goes further through the game. Eventually, once you've driven a lot, or once you've played and in combat a lot, you'll get tired, and you'll
have to stop somewhere.
Yeah, because your stamina will go all the way down. You won't be able to attack monsters. You won't really be able to take care of yourself. And so managing your bladder, your hunger, your not sanity. I don't want to put sanity in the game, but like your character's
general well-being.
General well-being. That's a good way to say it. Yeah. And you also need to manage your fuel.
Okay. Yeah, I was noticing that when you hopped into the car, you got the fuel gauge there. So
exactly. Yeah. So we can refuel if you find a fuel pump. You also you can just steal a car.
Jeez.
Yeah. So each car has a different amount of fuel and different health bars as well, but they also have different performance characteristics.
Okay. Yeah.
So how quickly they accelerate.
That's a pretty sweet van, man. You're whipping that thing around like it's nothing. All right. There you go.
I know how to drive. Yeah. And there's police cars as well. Oh
snap! You ran yourself.
I ran myself over. Okay. So.
Damn.
I'll restart here.
Man, yeah, that's crazy, man. I had a friend who ran over his toe, and he was out for about 3 months.
Oh, yeah, you do not want that.
Yeah, we were real quick. We were in ROTC, and we're gonna have a competition next month. So we were ghost riding the whip, and we had, and then the car just like ran over his foot. Thankfully, that was the extent of the damage, but yes, it can kill you in this game. So
yes, indeed it can. Yeah.
Are there any like consequences to like stealing cars, stealing resources?
Yes.
Does it factors into like social standing with other NPCs? It does.
Yeah. Well, actually, every vehicle that gets spawned belongs to a single NPC.
Okay.
And there are some NPCs that get spawned randomly, but every time they get spawned with a car, and they have the keys to the car in their pockets. So if you want, you can actually, I'll come sneak in here into the diner and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't think these NPCs have them for the demo, but you can pickpocket
them right in front of their face.
Right in front of him, I know, exactly. He can't see. It's like Oblivion rules. And,
as long as your stats are good enough.
Exactly. As long as you get the little eye closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pickpocket any NPC you want. You can steal their hats right off their head, or you can give them items as well. You can kind of put a hand grenade in their pocket if you want.
Oh, geez, that's savage.
Yeah, but you can also steal the keys for their car and then just get out of here. Yeah. But if you get caught being violent with NPCs, then they will become angry. And each major NPC, we have like hero NPCs, they have their own storylines, and you can't really progress their storylines if you're
stealing their shit.
If you're stealing their shit, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as I was gonna ask about like reputation. So like, because like thematically, and of course in horror games, like you have to think about like social standing, and do I want to survive? Do I want to help people? So I imagine that's also gonna factor into some of the things here in Dead Static Drive.
Yep. And so we have an arc, a game arc, and so it begins the game. You're actually on the run from the law, and as the game progresses, it becomes increasingly the police become less of a threat, and monsters become much more of a threat as the game progresses. So let me just grab this.
Yeah. So I was going to ask about like enemy types and the kinds of combat encounters that you will see. I know we've seen a lot of these worms that kind of spring off the ground a lot.
Yes. Right, so I have a number of different types of enemies. Let's see, I think there's a giant spider over here. These are demo enemies, just so that I can show as many of it in a small space as possible.
Okay.
But the way the full game works is there's an ecology to every single creature in the game. And I've been inspired by zombies. Not by actually, I don't want to put any zombies in the game at all, but what I love about horror, the zombie design, is that they have this fantastic set of rules for how zombies actually behave. And if you get bitten by a zombie, then after 24 hours maybe, you turn. Okay. So you don't want to get bitten. So just a single scrape by a zombie is really threatening. I love that, and it makes them far more threatening than they would be if they were
they're much more of a threat than
a wolf, for example.
Yeah, they're like not just like dealing with them in particular, but the lasting impacts of the encounter that you have with them.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, if you meet a random character in a zombie movie, for example, they may have been bitten by a zombie, so you may need to check to see if they're infected.
Okay.
So I think that finding ways to make, well, I'm going to try to see if I can.
Oh damn! I didn't know you can scale.
Yep.
Geometry and stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So there's hidden stuff throughout the game. There's caches where survivors have placed items, and there's also multi-level buildings throughout the game, and basements and caves.
Cool.
So yeah, but I want every monster type to have its own ecology that takes time to learn and that actually can really mess you up. So enemies who can poison you, who can poison your any hitchhikers or any companions you've taken with you. So you can't necessarily
trust everyone.
Everyone, yeah. You can't trust all the people who you're playing with.
Yeah.
I think it makes the experience just so much more fulfilling.
Right.
Let me see if I can go over here and get some gas for this.
So to take a step back, in this game, there's survival elements. There's a lot of interaction with other people, NPCs that is. But what is the end goal?
Yes. Now, the end goal, I'm working with a really fantastic narrative designer right now, and we are retooling the end goal. So I can't disclose that right now, but it's far more interesting than it previously was.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But the overall premise is...
But the overall premise is...
We're going on a road trip.
We're going on a road trip.
Somewhere.
And, yeah, things change. Yeah, your goals change pretty quickly on the road
really?
trip. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely,
cool.
yeah. So it becomes... The basic thing that's remaining is that you've got a limited amount of time before everything's going to hell. And it's what do you want to do with your last
limited
days.
Amount of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so
from the start, that is. Like,
yeah. So there's the game has. So I said it was an anti-roguelike. The game doesn't. It's not focused on procedural world. It does have procedural world in it as well, but it's focusing more on procedural story. So the narrative changes as you play. If you're in a town when an NPC is there, then you can interact with them. But if you're not there, then their story will progress and they'll have their experience, they'll move forwards and they'll branch and they'll have different stories. So if you choose not to save someone, or if you're not in the right location, you're not around, they have their own lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's intended to be replayed and intended to be really...
and you get different results, different consequences to different actions, of course.
You do,
okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, how hard is it to... I know you said you're working with a distinct narrative designer, but in terms of like... I asked this earlier with Project Witchstone, is like, when you have all these variables, how do you contain it? How do you contain yourself? And like, I asked you about not getting carried away by like throwing a bunch of stuff in there, but narratively, I imagine it's a different beast to handle.
It's really tricky to make sure that, I want to make sure that there's lots of interest in the stories and that there's a lot of variety in them, but no, I want to put in as much content as I can, and come back and make sure I have time to polish it. No, I don't. I'll tell you when the game comes out.
All right, sure.
That'll be my post-mortem.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Is there more combat encounters we can get into? I want to see.
Let's have a look.
If that's possible.
All right, let's get in here. Okay.
Oh damn. That escalated quickly.
All right, let's get away. I'll see. I can try running this guy down. Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, there you go. Take his legs out.
Yep, yeah. So there's a definite focus on larger creatures as well, because I find it far more exciting to to have combat encounters with large creatures. But these creatures here have their own ecology. These start off as NPCs in the game, and they kind of become corrupted.
Oh my god, it's like a bee spider with an electric stinger.
Yep. Yeah,
Jeez,
let me see. Can I kick him? Okay, that didn't work. All right. Let's get some pistol. And the monsters themselves, they each have their own kind of allegiance to their friends and family, but they can fight each other too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, they're not part of the same team.
Damn! You got shut down.
Oh,
rip.
It's over. Okay, nighttime. Let's go.
Yeah, like I want to ask also about difficulty and how progress carries over from maybe one death to another. Like, what do you lose when you die? Like, it's all one continuous thing, right? It's not.
Yes,
yeah, it's
exactly.
not like I'm going to start over, have to redo my whole journey.
No.
Like you said, it's not roguelike.
What happens is the game it progresses when you die. So when you die, you have to recover, and it's a fixed amount of time.
Oh,
so
it takes time when you
it takes time when you die. So if the game takes a month, at the moment the plan is for a month, and it's working quite well. A month of in-game time. Then you lose 8 hours when you die, and so you want to minimize the number of times you die. The faster you get to the end, the faster you can start again and hopefully have a better playthrough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's how it's presently working. I don't know if that's too hardcore for some people, because I want this to be a game that all of my friends who aren't really into games can also enjoy. So I don't want to make like a game that is
impenetrable.
Impenetrable, yeah, exactly. That excludes people. I want it to be inclusive, and I want it to be something that people can play without really necessarily loving playing combat games.
Right.
So finding that balance is actually really tricky. I'm trying to make a game that someone who loves narrative games might want to play, because many of the people who come past me at PAX, for example, they'll be like, "Look, it looks gorgeous," but I'm a little bit intimidated to play it.
Yeah, it's a thing too of like survival games by nature are somewhat impenetrable. Like if like for example something like I almost think of like State of Decay in a way when I'm seeing this, because of like interactions with NPCs, how you manage them, and also just like the survival elements, of course.
Yes.
But something like that is very hard to like hand over the controller and say, all right, your turn, like, or you give this a shot. It's yeah, that's kind of hard to ask. So I guess like how do you overcome that by like, because you, like you said, you want to throw in as many systems as possible, but you also don't want to make them like absolutely necessary. So it's like, oh, if I don't understand this, like how this is gonna work, then shit, I can't play this game.
I know, I agree. Like if I was playing Metal Gear Solid 2, for example, which is the one I love the most.
Okay.
And you've got, you can shoot watermelons off a table, right?
Yeah.
But that's you never have to master that to finish the game.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can also hold up guards and you can take their dog tags.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do that to finish the game. I actually completed the game too afraid of holding anyone up, so I just killed them.
Oh, geez, you're a savage.
Yeah, I was really savage. Yeah, and then everyone was saying how cool it would be to finish the game as a stealth run. And I was like, oh, you know what? I don't think that I have it in me to do that.
Oh man, I always do non-lethal. Anytime
really?
Anytime I play a style of that game, like MGS. Well, I mean, depends, because they force you into combat encounters at some points. But like, my trank gun. So it's my trusty trank gun.
Your trank gun?
CQC is where it's at. We've actually been playing the Metal Gear series in our like with Spacey we're waiting at. After work, we just get together. We play through Twin Snakes. We're currently on MGS2, but when we transition to Snake Eater, I'm taking the reins on that one because I love Snake Eater.
Oh my god, yeah.
Didn't mean to turn this into a MGS discussion.
Any day I will talk about MGS.
Oh man.
Yep. Yeah, all right, let's go. So I want to make it so that there's a lot of depth, right? But if you want to play this game as just someone who's scared, as a real horror experience, and you can not pick up a weapon and just sneak through the whole game.
Yeah, just like and talk to people, take cars, and if you see enemies, like drive past them.
Yeah, and that's a viable way to finish the game. Yeah. I don't want it to be a combat game, but I love, like I'm a massive Souls fan, and I've nearly platinum Dark Souls 3, which is the most painful experience in my life.
More than what most of us can say. Hey, shouts out to Eric Tate once again. The man who loves those style of games. He's a low-key, just loves games that just beat him to death. So, oh man. I guess a natural question out of that is, how do you make combat like a necessary thing, or how do you pull someone into combat scenarios? Is like, will there be situations in which the only way to get out of this is to fight?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't want to have situations where the only way to get out is to fight.
Like a certain thing.
But I want it to always be there's a trade-off. So
I would ask, like, what is the trade-off?
So the trade-off will be if I pull up to a bowling alley, I go inside, it's dark, I see some eyes appear in the darkness, and I'm like, I'm out of here. Yeah. That's fine, you can get out. But what's behind those eyes, right? And if you want to actually sneak past or risk the possibility of being killed, of having to drag yourself into an alley and rest. I want that to be a real, like, am I willing to do that? And if people don't want to do that, I want that to be okay. Yeah. And they can just play, but that'll be more of a surface level of the game. They'll be able to enjoy the experience, the driving, the aesthetic, and then people who want to finish the game in a combat-focused way, they can play it that way as well.
Okay. And I imagine the story will play out differently,
very differently depending. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yep.
Sweet, man. Well, I think that I actually have no idea how long we've been going. Jean-Luc, Eric, if you could tell me if we're running out of time here, but I think that, unless there's, is there anything else you want to say about Dead Static Drive?
Thank you. I've had a great chance to show it off.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
It's, there's like so many different independent games that I absolutely want to see and want to show off because I know how much love and care a lot of these developers put into this. So for them to roll by and kind of play it and talk us through what's going on is it's a real pleasure of mine. So it's been great. All right, I think that'll do it for our quick little playthrough of the Dead Static Drive demo. Mike, thank you so much for joining me, dude.
Absolute pleasure.
I appreciate that. And also, I said this was our last game for the live stream, but we do have one more thing that we want to do. So we're going to cut to a break, but I want all of you watching to stick around because we have a special message from the folks who get the Indie Exchange up and running each GDC. So see you in a minute. Oh, snap. Damn. Sorry about that. But we're back because we have one more guest here. We're not playing a game, but we are going to give a shout out to the people who run the Indie Mix, the Media Indie Exchange for GDC. I'm joined by Justin here. So you've been running the Indie Mix for quite some time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Oh, of course. Yeah. It's a lot of fun because, like I said earlier, is that there's a lot of developers who put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of love into games, and we kind of want to show that off because we have an opportunity to do that because they always come out with like really dope games. So yeah, you've been doing this for a long time. So just kind of like for the folks who may not know how much love and care goes into the Indie Mix, could you like just tell us about the process of what it is to run the indie mix.
Yeah, so I mean, the mix is pretty interesting. It started organically. I'm a game developer myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So the whole thing was like I came up here from San Diego.
Oh, snap! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're from San Diego. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What part?
Southeast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I
okay.
went to school in Paradise Hills.
Dude, oh my, okay, this is happening on live stream. Like, this is not planned. Okay, I'm from Paradise Hills.
Really?
I went to Morris High School.
I went to SCPA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I went to Penn for elementary, so it was like really like down the street.
Yeah.
Oh man, like we have the like Filipino American Festival down my street too. Oh my god.
Small
world out here.
A lot of the homies are.
Oh snap! This is wild. Sorry. I didn't mean to derail it, but we can talk offline. But
it's real.
Yeah, about the indie mix. Like, what does it mean to like have this this one congregation for all these developers at GDC?
It means a ton. Like I was saying, like my team drove up from San Diego to San Francisco. We were in an incubator. We didn't have anything. Like we were just in like a 2-bedroom apartment, all of us, and then we were in this incubator, and we were working 12-hour days, crazy, for like 3 months. And we had an opportunity to show our games at GDC on the show floor. Yeah. We had like a sponsor do that for us. And what we found was it was really difficult for us to get notoriety, get visibility, and like just get the press to see our games. And what happened was there was other developers that were in this incubator, and we were like, look, we're working so many hours, it's hard for us to like hit the ground running. We don't have any marketing team, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we're coding, we're doing all the art. You
have enough stuff to worry about.
We have so much stuff, and it was like really before like the indie publishing kind of blew up. And so what we did was like, let's just get a bunch of our friends and like really amazing. So this was 2012. So this is right like where indie games were starting to peak. So we were really close kind of community and culture. So we kind of knew like all of like the awesome, developers out there. So we just gathered in a kitchen area, and we invited all the press, and so like everyone came, and it was really a really great like kind of celebration of the culture. But it wasn't like something that was just this huge thing. It was more like, let's get all the media and let's get all our industry friends, and then like just like let's have everybody drink beer and play games. And that's what it started out as. And then after that, we made it bigger each time. And so like now it's kind of jumped to this place where we have really amazing sponsors. We're able to work with you guys, and we're able to work with Twitch, and we're trying to figure out just different ways to help developers either gain the visibility they need or create the context they need, possibly sponsors, publishers, that kind of thing. Connect with first party, connect with Nintendo, connect with PlayStation, Microsoft, to do those deals that they may not have had that
otherwise.
So it means a real, like to me, this is a culture. You know what I mean? Like we have this kind of bond that we share because we're grinding so hard.
Yeah, there's like so many developers. It's like, well, I'm still working on my game, and it's like, how do we band together to kind of like support each other? And that's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. I think I was talking with the developers of Noita and then like Black Future 88. Is that like the mix itself is in a way a representation of how these independent developers just like support each other, and where it's like it's very positive because everyone knows the struggle that they go through to make something that they love. So to have a central location where like folks like us can stop by and see everything in one location is like, I don't know, it's just it's a really cool thing. It's real powerful for us who love games to actually like interact with the people and like play their games, talk to them, stuff like that. So like, I really appreciate what y'all do for independent game developers. Is there anything else that you want to lay on the table for all the folks out there?
I would just like to say, support your local game development. It sounds kind of ridiculous, but support your local. But I mean, like, if you just support the culture of game development in general, and we do have multiple mixes during the year. We have some that are open to the public, only open to industry. But yeah, feel free to check us out at indieexchange.com on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And if you are like a budding developer or interested in this, like just reach out, because these developers are always willing to help someone up and coming who are, you know, like their dream is this thing. And I think that's one of the main points that we want to drive across, is that, like, you know, sometimes you're stuck in like a culture, like a company culture that you don't like, or you're stuck in like an industry you don't like, and you have this dream to make a game or something like that. It's like
who do you look to though? Like, where do you go if you want to make that happen?
And it's definitely possible, so don't pigeonhole yourself, and just feel free to reach out to us or any. I mean, even if you see some cool game that's like an independent game studio, they would definitely like to hear, you know, your voice. Yeah. Sure.
All right, I can get behind that. So, like, support independent developers. I know that there are a lot of games that have affected my life, so you know, I want to shell out the dough to support them and all that stuff. So, who knows? You might be able to see the next game that you absolutely love on the Indie Mix. So you can go to the website, and there's a whole list of the games that are being shown off this year at the Mix. So if you're not able to go, you can at least check out the games that are on display, and maybe you'll find something that you like. So yeah, I think that's all. That's all I got. If you have any other words, let the folks know out there.
Thanks.
Yeah. Right. So and I want to give a shout out to all of you who watched, because thank you so much. It keeps me employed, but also I love showing off games to all you fine people out there. So yeah, if there's anything that you like that you saw today during the live stream, definitely check that out. Support these folks who are making games, and thank you for tuning into GameSpot, because we love doing what we do. And we'll see you next time.